Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this live stream, we are going to be watching along with Moana Pasifika taking on the Hurricanes and what should be a very exciting fixture. The first fixture of round 6 of Super Rugby, but we've got about 10 minutes away from the kickoff for this matchup. But this is the table, the way that it is sitting currently. As you can see right at the top of the bunch, it is the Brumbies. They are undefeated, the only side to be undefeated in the Super Rugby competition so far. But this game here, we have got two sides. The Hurricanes just outside of that top 8. No, in fact, they sneak in 7th, and then they are up against a tough side in Moana Pasifika. Unfortunately, very unlucky to be sitting right at the bottom. They've had 2 matches. They have lost both of them, one against the Chiefs and one against the Crusaders. But this game now, up against the Hurricanes, they will be looking to try and prove something, show that they are the team that are certainly one to be reckoned with in this competition. They've only played the 2 games, though, like I mentioned, so they are a little bit behind. And also, we have got there, into the chat, we have got Jay, we've got Caleb, we've got Samoa King in here, as and also LJ, and says, I hope you guys are all doing well, and I hope you're all excited for this matchup. But we will look through at the starting lineup, first of all, of Moana Pasifika. I'm just going to move my microphone a little bit here. There we go. We have got that over there. We are all good to go. So this is the starting lineup for Moana Pasifika. Ezekiel Lindenbell, Sam Molly, and Sakopi Kipu, the captain, will be slotting in there as number 3. Then it is Apollonaiti there at 4. He is on debut for this matchup, and Samuel Slade joins him in the lock combo. Sione Tuipulotu at 6, Solomoni Funaki 7, and then Henry Stowers is there at number 8. Jonathan Tamatina gets a nod to start this game with Christian Liliafano going to be there, and also alongside him it will be off the bench Lincoln McClutchy as another option. Henry Taifu, he makes his debut. He did play for the Brumbies a little while ago in Super Rugby, so now getting the opportunity to see what he can do up against the side and the Hurricanes as well. We're just going to move this light a little bit closer as well. There we go. And then alongside him in the midfield, it is Levi Amua, who is also a very dangerous individual. Noria Famai at 11, Tima Whaiananuku at 14, and then William Havili does slot in as number 15 for this one. The Canes are probably going to lose, but the Blues are going to win this year, says Caleb, and also, I don't know, Mean, and then Chiefs are going to win this year, says Samoa King. I feel like the Chiefs are doing very nicely at the moment. So, it's possible. They've got a big game coming up against the Crusaders. I feel like that game's also going to shape the competition a little bit for who is able to get the better of that rivalry. Because if the Chiefs can get out of that rivalry with 2 games won up against the Crusaders, that's huge for them as well, and that will give them a lot of confidence going forward. Where's your mama gone? She is watching the game between Netherlands and also New Zealand at this stage, and also I send you updates on New Zealand versus Netherlands match on Messenger as well. But we have also got a little bit of news to do with that match, and that is going to be the fact that not just Imamo Huck has been able to get himself a 50 there up against Australia. We will be keeping you guys updated with that game alongside this one, but we will be keeping you guys updated with who wins the toss for New Zealand and also the Netherlands, because that game is taking place for the T20 at the same time as well. But this is the lineup that the Hurricanes have gone with for this fixture. It is going to be number 1, Xavier Numia, 2, Asafa Moore. So we're going to see Levi and Asafa both out there on the field. 2 Moors and 2 dangerous ball runners when they get a little bit of space. Tyrell Lomax does get to slot in at number 3. Caleb Delaney there, and Scott Scrafton returning after quite a long layoff. But now he is back, and he is raring to go. Reed Princep, Brandon Iosi gets to start at number 8, and Blake Gibson does slot in as number 7, the ex-Blues player in Gibson, and also Brandon Iosi, one of the key players for Manawa 2 throughout the Bunnings NBC. Then TJ Perenara, he is back from his injury, slots in at 9. Aidan Morgan at 10, big opportunity for the youngster to really get something going. Speaking of people who are not so young, Tay Walden gets added back into this Hurricane side for this matchup. It's been a while since we've seen him in action in Super Rugby, but he has been playing well for Taranaki in the Bunnings NBC. Peter Umanga Jensen on the outside at 13. Josh Morby on debut. Wes Wilson, very experienced individual. And then Geordie Barrett slots in as number 15 for this game. And also we've got that, bro. And now let's go Moana. Says it's Simon King for that one as well. But yeah, this stage, I feel like a New Zealand side, I think we're going to see maybe 3 or 4 in the kind of quarterfinal side of things for it as well. And also, we have got the Amish. Can't you add Google live scoreboard of both cricket matches here in the screen? Unfortunately, not with my live streaming software. It's not kind of, I guess, fancy enough to be able to do so daily. And supporting Moana. Shut up, Hamish. And there's his Samoa King in there. Although that would just be quiet, wouldn't it? I could just sit here like this. It's just not quite the same, though, is it? And I am back at it for the Hurricanes at 3 a.m. here in Chile, says Glenn the Fox there. And also McLean Park covered off, but umpire inspection half an hour. Oh, okay, so it's actually a little bit of rain delay there for that matchup, which is a bit of a shame. And also we have got there for that. So that will be that matchup. And also at the moment, Pakistan almost being able to bring up the 100 and also bro. And as I said, Samoa King, I'm confused. I'm not sure what you want from me at this stage. And also we have got there. Do you think Poland could get a team in Super Rugby? Says and Nitch. I'd like to see us add more teams to Super Rugby, although I guess Poland, it would be quite cool to see them in the European side of things first as well. And, I can talk to you to make this happen, says and Nitch. I guess just to keep on supporting the Polish side, maybe we'll get to see a couple Polish players in Super Rugby in the future as kind of like the starting point. So as long as you keep on supporting your side and keep on giving it like 110% in the supporting side of it, maybe that will help get them like on the world map, I guess you could say. But it is relatively tricky getting teams added to competitions. I know that the European one, I think we actually have a Polish team considered in that one. These are the benches for these two sides. Moana Pasifika Rainuia sitting there at number 16, Kolomatangi at 17, and Apakatoa slots in at number 18. 19 is Alex McRobbie with Josh Kleifer. He had his debut last week. Now he has got himself another opportunity here for this week. Inari at 21, Lincoln McClutchy at 22, and Danny Tawala as the number 23. Then for the Hurricanes, James O'Reilly, Alex Fidel, and Tavita Mafaleo as the front row. Tom Parsons on debut for this game, and he is a very capable player from Hawke's Bay and an exciting prospect for the future of the Hurricanes. Artie Savia at 20, so whether or not he slots in at blindside flanker, offside flanker, or openside flanker, or maybe number 8, we will have to wait and see. Cam Roygaard at 21, Ruben Love as 22, and then Salisi Rayasi has come off a hat-trick in a recent game. Super Rugby, he is there at number 23 for this one. And do you know who I can talk to make this happen? Samoa King. Say something as well, and also Bro Samoa. And also we've got that ditch, and then Samoa King, because I am the king of Samoa. And there's our Hey Boys says, Max, got to welcome him, mate. And also it's Jerome Hughes playing today in this one. I know that in this matchup he is not, unfortunately. But I know Jerome Brown later on tonight for the Brumbies, I think, is actually playing, but a different Jerome. Of course, for that one, and also Hamish Brown, Moana Pasifika win this game. Your thoughts? And also we have got these seem to be an annoying little there as well, says Jay. On that one, maybe a little bit. But currently, Pakistan, they need 251 runs to win for this matchup that has taken place between Australia and Pakistan. And also, who are you going for in this game, Hamish? My mind's saying it's going to be the Hurricanes, but I think Moana Pasifika are going to have it a little bit closer than a lot of people are anticipating. Because I know last match it was rough. There's 43 kilometers of wind, partly cloudy as well, 19 degrees Celsius. It's going to be a tricky game to be able to handle the conditions here. And this game is being played at Mount Smart Stadium in front of a crowd. I should mention, for the first time in a long time, we have got spectators at a game of rugby in New Zealand. It is absolutely awesome to see. Hopefully, it can continue in the near future. But Reed Prinsep leading out his side here now. And it's going to be a very important little bit of time for it. And also we have got the, would you rather listen to the game, or would you rather listen to the game without seeing, or see the game without listening? And there it says Razzle Dazzle. It's a good question. I feel like because, it's that whole thing of do you want to see it or do you want to hear? I would probably go with listening to it on mute because that's almost what I do anyway, just because I talk over it. So I guess in my case, I could just kind of do the commentary side of it myself, if that makes sense. But yeah, it would be a weird feeling not hearing anything for it. Like I'm currently got Pakistan, Australia, that is on mute currently, and it still sounds very weird because I just can't hear it. But currently, TJ Perenara, it's been a long time since we've seen that man for the Hurricanes in action, but he is now here and raring to go. Black Cats on Netherlands. I think the Black Cats should be able to take that one. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. Greeting from Almaty in Kazakhstan as well, says Felix the Cats. Welcome. And what time is it in Kazakhstan at the moment? Do let me know. But Moana Pasifika, they've had 2 losses so far. Their first game up against the Crusaders, second game up against the Chiefs. It was 59 points to 12. Certainly not what they would have liked. And also, how do you listen to the something on mute? I don't think you would heard the sound as well. Or I think it was more like sometimes even when something's on mute, this is going to sound like a weird sentence, but like if there's like a close to the outside edge of the bat, you always think, even though you can't hear it, you almost instinctively think you hear something. Does that make sense? Probably not. Also, we have got the Super Rugby Pacific 2022 competition and showing my live reaction as well as providing my own Hurricanes versus Moana Pasifika live commentary. This Hurricanes versus Moana Pasifika live match. Well summed up for that one. And also, we've got that 12:05 p.m. Here's Felix the Cat there as well. But now we have got there, would you rather kiss DJ Perenara or hug Richie McCaw for 5 days straight? That's an interesting way to start this live stream. I mean, is there any talking that's going on in the hug? Because 5 days is a long time. And then it depends on what's happening. Like, yeah, I don't know how to answer that one. Another Brit, and there's Samuel King. I think Samuel King's quite angry about something at this stage. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, I should mention, if you do want to watch this game with the coverage, it is on Sky Sports Pacific. Well, I'm watching it on Sky Sport. And also Sky Sport for New Zealand, Stan Sport for Australia. But now Brendan Pickerel is about to go. And he is ready to referee this important fixture for them. Currently, I believe that's my mother, Rain Delay. She has given me the nod, said yes, indeed. Now it is going to be a kickoff here for the Hurricanes. Mount Smart Stadium, they may not have a huge crowd, but they've still got some form of crowd here. Taken nicely straight away by Henry Taifu, his first carry in the Moana Pasifika kit. And I should mention they're in the heritage kits. They look very nice for Moana Pasifika, currently with the red and blue on them. That one's going to be almost a knock-on. No, not quite. Jonathan Tamatena goes back now. Number 22, Christian Laliafano. Or in fact, sorry, number 20. No, what am I on about? Number 10, Christian Laliafano. Don't know where 20 came from, but Geordie Barrett now. It's met in the midfield by, I believe it was one of the big locks. Yes, it was the man on debut at number 4. Now driving their way forward down the wing. Where's Horson? Close to the touchline. It was young Josh Morby. Just getting manhandled at the moment. It's into touch. It's going back for the penalty and draw. Rebels, says Max. It's a tricky one. I think they're pretty even at the moment, but I'll say that the Drewers sneak it once again. I feel like at the moment they've been looking pretty good as of late. So, yeah, we will go with them. Well, that one, and also, who's your favourite hockey player of all time, Mr. Kiwi Lad? Says Anej. Oh, okay. I'm not the best when it comes to hockey players' names, remembering them, but there was one guy for... Who did he play for? Pretty much on NHL, me and Dad used to always play as one team because they had a certain player on their side who was just an absolute beast when it came to like making contact with everyone. I can't remember his name, but it was the... I believe it was actually the Chiefs that we played for. Is it the Chiefs? I can't remember who the name was. And also, was he hot, says Razzle Dazzle? He was not. He was just a very large individual, which pretty much meant that he was able to just steamroll over people and break their skulls. But now currently 25 metres out from the line out. Brayden Iosi with a nice step. Still holding on to it. Perenata goes back across. Xavier Numia now. Let's carry it forward. They're still at the 22 here currently for the Hurricanes. Moana Pasifika, their defence has actually been pretty decent as of late, and I thought the Chiefs was a rugby team, and there they are indeed. They've got rugby, they've got sports of all sorts. Aidan Morgan tackled a little bit too high from Samuel Slade. They have said play on just for now, but now Perenata with a quick hands. Wes Horson tries to step on the inside. Doesn't pass it to Levi, in fact, it was a Safa-Mua. Now dropping the idea, Caleb Delaney, always willing to run a hard at line. I like John Olomu and John Olomu rugby. And they're pretty much exactly like that. He would just absolutely just destroy people. That's gone almost out on the full, but they're going back for the initial advantage. Talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and the NFL, I'm thinking this might be the wrong sport. And there, who's the... Oh, I can't remember them. The Chicago Blackhawks. So I was thinking of, sorry, I got it around the wrong way. The Chiefs, I think Chiefs will get 2 out of 2 against the Satyrs. And there, but yeah, Chicago Blackhawks. It was actually one of their players who wasn't that well known, but as soon as he was in the NHL, we always used to pretty much sub him on the field at any chance we got. But a good run from Aidan Morgan. I would argue that was probably quite high for that challenge, but now only 10 to 15 meters out here, the Hurricanes are going to have their scrum feed. Would you rather be a cheerleader for the Hurricanes or take a full hit from Artie Savia while running it straight? And then says Razzle Dazzle. I mean, to be fair, you got to think about it strategically. If you're a cheerleader, yes, you got to do the cheerleading, but you get free tickets to every game for the Hurricanes. So I'd do that because Artie Savia is going to put me in the hospital, whereas that one, I just get a season pass for doing hardly anything. I just got to go, yeah, boys, good on you. And then I get paid. It's also a perfect situation. Currently now, Perenata, this one's moving straight sideways. Free kick now to the Hurricanes. I believe that they will end up going for yet again another scrum. It looks like they do want to be the more dominant of the two backs. Xavier Numia, also in that front row, they have got a Safa-Mua, Tyrell Lomax, 3 very capable players in that regard. And also wearing a female outfit, says Razzle Dazzle. I feel like you added that in because you knew that I answered it probably too well for that one. I like this would you rather questions. I will give it a try. Would you rather become a paid commentator or have lots of people watch your YouTube channel? And this is Anej. I mean, I'd love to be able to combine the two, but I feel like I would actually rather the YouTube side of it because I love doing the commentary, but I love having you guys in the chat just that little bit more. And I feel like commentary, you miss that interaction. Well, that one is on. Yep. Says Razzle Dazzle there. Depends how much I'm getting paid, I think, for that one. Because, I mean, I wore a stack of bucket hats on my other live stream, so I'm not exactly against wearing random stuff for the form of entertainment. Currently 5 meters out. Bruno he takes the quick tap now. Caleb Delaney going crossways. Nice work in the breakdown there from Moana Pasifika. They've stolen it, and Jonathan Tamatine up against his old side. Kicks it in behind, finds the touchline. And now down to the 22. Still pressure here from the Hurricanes, though. Was big teamer Whainā Nuku is giving it a chase. And he hasn't gone head-to-head with his brother, Lester Whainā Nuku, as of yet. We haven't quite gotten to see that battle of brother versus brother, but there's quite a few brothers throughout the Super Rugby competition. Perenana now goes back across. Geordie Barrett straight through, looking for the try line. Steps on the inside, scores it as well. And Geordie Barrett scores the opening try of the match. And a Mount Smart Stadium, that one has erupted now with the fact that we've had our first try of the game with crowds back. Hurricanes try scorers. It's going to be the fullback in this game, Geordie Barrett, joining the line. Doing very nicely. Short ball from Peter Umaga Jensen. Then from there, oh, geez, that was close to one of the Moana Pasifika players just cleaning himself up on the post. It would have been an ugly one for him, but luckily missed it in the end. I think it was Jonathan Tamatine who just utterly committed to that one. I was like, yes, Hurricanes 10-0 or 5-0 at this stage, as I mentioned, unless, of course, they scored straight away after that. But now that is going to make the score 7-0. They have been able to convert that one, Geordie Barrett. They'll be pretty impressed with that. For that quickly, and a thong in the cold as well, says Ross Bird there, for the, I guess, description of what I would have to do for my money if I did end up going to all the games. Because that's the thing, I feel like as much as it would hurt get hit by Artie Savia, it would hurt a lot more like getting hit by him than your pride would get hit by doing it, and your score is ahead of your commentary. It said the 5-0 lots before you said it as well. Yeah, sometimes it is very reactive in that regard. And in my FIFA 19 career mode, we won the Premier League. Nicely done. Now kicked off here by Moana Pasifika. 6 minutes into this game and already a quick start to the match for the Hurricanes, who have probably about 80% of the possession so far in this match, if not 90. But Josh Morby just taking heavy contact with Moana Pasifika. The counter ruck working out very nicely for them. Perenana goes down. They've still got this ball inside of their 22 here, the Hurricanes. Looks like it will now be Josh Morby, plays halfback. Pass it back to, it was Xavier Numia there, and Super Geordie, and then says Attell. And yeah, he's looking very good throughout the Super Rugby season. And if he can nail his kicks as well, he's going to be one of the dominant fullbacks in this competition, I would say. I know that last year it was between him and Damian McKenzie. I know a lot of people probably said McKenzie for that one, but Geordie Barrett wants to be that informed fullback. And also, what are your thoughts on this? A legit game of ball rush at the end of the season with Super Rugby players. I don't think they'd do it. That's not going to be very straight there, unfortunately, for Moana Pasifika, purely because of the fact that a lot of these guys, like if you end up with any injuries in that one, it would be, I guess, a massive hit to their sides. And also you've got the Bunnies NBC coming up relatively soon, which they will want to be kind of fresh for as well. And I was just maneuvered. I did not at this stage. Ross Taylor last game tonight, says Max Cottle. So yeah, that is a big shame for Roscoe for the Black Caps. But luckily the game has not quite started as of yet. So it does mean we will get to see a little bit more of it. It's a penalty there to the Hurricanes. Tackled off the ball. It's a good one. When I played NBA 2K, I once got sold for a supply of sandwiches. Do you like tuna sandwiches? I am not a big fan of tuna sandwiches. Overall, I'm hardly even a fan of tuna on crackers, just because I do have other fish that I do prefer more. That makes sense. And if it happened, who would win? And then says Razzle Dazzle. I guess you're probably looking, it depends, because it always takes a combination of speed and power. So I'd say maybe someone like a Itena Nana Satoro if you're going just off pure pace. But then Salisi Arasi is a good combination of both. Same with Lester Whainā Nuku. So maybe one of those two might be able to do the job. Or you go for one of the forwards perhaps. And how come you think the rugby is better than the one where they only have 13 players? I think the 13 game is a lot more exciting. And there, so I assume that is to do with rugby league, although I never said which one I did prefer more out of the two. But we do a few rugby league games on the channel as well, or in fact our second channel, the Kiwi Lad Sport. For that matter, I believe we have got two that are coming up in the near future. And what teams do they play for? And there says Razzle Dazzle. So one of them is a Hurricanes player, one of them is a Crusaders player, and one of them, the other one that I did say was a Chiefs player. And I had a futsal game, says Henry there. And also all these questions making my head, says Jay. And also, is this at the Cake Tin? Not quite. It's Mount Smart Stadium for this one. And thoughts on Masisi Tawai? Looks like a good player, up-and-coming prospect. And I believe he's playing a little bit later on. Geordie Barrett trying to do some silky sills. Doesn't quite work out. Go Moana. And there says Malua there as well. And it's going to be taken by Moana Pasifika, but instead they're going back for the initial one. And what brand of butter and margarine do you use? Or do you like to use on your sandwiches? Just the stock standard. I think it's Meadow Lee or something like that. Not too sure what that has to do with the rugby side of it too much, but yeah, Meadow Lee, I think it is. Currently, okay, be careful when the player hasn't got the ball is a warning. That's the Kopi Kefu has received for that one. It was actually the number 4 in this one, Polinaiti, who is on debut for this matchup. Looks dangerous as well in the early stages. He's put in a big hit on, I think it was actually Geordie Barrett who decided he wanted to try and pierce the line. But now 10 minutes in, Geordie Barrett from 45 out. He's definitely got the distance, but they've said instead of going for the kick at the tee, it is going to be kicked for the touchline. Which brands of shoes do you wear? The ones that fit. I don't even know if they've got a brand. Roa got my shoes from Kmart a while ago, and they still are all right. So that just shows sometimes you're better off buying the cheaper ones because they'll last you. I think they've lasted me about 7 years. There you go. The Safamoa throws it to the back nicely, taken by Blake Gibson. Inside ball to Wes Horson now. At the moment, still sitting just a little bit out for 10 minutes. Where's Petty when you need him? And there says Jay. And they're now going to be fired back. Henry Stowers got this one quite nicely. And Moana Pasifika relieving a bit of the pressure, although it looks like they're trying to create a little bit more. Christian Ladiafano is going back there. And it's going close to the touchline, sitting up nicely. And Nutrigrain is a bit serial. Changed my mind. And there says Ross. Well, that one, yeah, that's pretty nice overall. And also, what is your favorite kitchen appliance? I like air fryers. Air fryers are good. They're very handy. Microwave as well is very nice. That one's going back. And show us your crepes. Crepes? Oh, your crepes, I assume that is. I'm wearing socks at the moment, so I don't have any on. Can I have a span for 15 minutes? There would literally be no one left in the chat, Jay. At this stage, I would have taken Jason to say, hi, welcome in. The live stream, I hope you're doing well. Now, Aidan Morgan, sorry. Big opportunity. He's on debut, and he's got a 50-22. That is a bad mistake from Moana Pasifika. Not willing to grab that ball, and Aidan Morgan strikes nicely. Does get himself the 50-22. Pro still waiting for another update of New Zealand versus Netherlands T20 match. And there as well says Michelle and Wellington Phoenix coming back to Wellington soon. They are indeed. And also, yes, let's go Hurricanes. There's Richard there. Now the rolling maul for the Hurricanes. It has gone down there. I believe they do get the scrum there. Moana Pasifika brilliantly done. And pull a 90. And also, I believe it was Samuel Slade right in amongst Henry Stowers as well. And a player, I don't think so. Do you floss before or after brushing your teeth? I would say more commonly people do it after. So I think I do that one out of the two. Yeah, normally. These are very interesting questions. I'm still feeling like Adned or Andned is actually the same person as a Razzle Dazzle, because I remember a while ago about someone making a second account, and I believe their name was Andned because they wanted me to say the last name. Just a little fun fact. So I actually remember you. And also, can you read the chat? Of my futsal game, says Henry Samuel. Where's it gone? I think it's gone a little bit too quick at this stage. We have got there. We won 3-2. And there's and also I played outfield in the second half and scored the winner. Nicely done. Currently now, Moana Pasifika have got this ball only 15 meters out to the line. And this is hilarious. This is Ross Beard. It's certainly the most unorthodox one that we've had so far. It seems like everyone just has about 50 questions. And I imagine YouTube for kids must be fun. And then now Wes Horson kicks it in behind. And now it might be a great chase there. The ball does not like whoever that was, though. I think it was actually Morby. Big hit there from Geordie Barrett on Christian Laliafano. Now there's going to be a counter ruck here from the Hurricanes. It's available for Levi Amo, who does step, tries to go around the side. But currently, Moana Pasifika are really struggling to get out of their first kind of 22 meters from their goal line. They need to work extremely hard, try and get themselves just down the field a little bit more. Every time there is another counter ruck, it just seems to be that they end up getting the ball in New Zealand. Weather suddenly changed this weekend. What's the weather update this weekend? And there says Michelle, it changed in this week. What's the weather update this weekend? I think it will depend on where it's being played around the country. Currently here, it's pretty sunny, 15 degrees, but I know that it is different in the North Island, which is where that game is being played. Aidan Morgan now can be continuing to drive his way forward. TJ Perenara passes the ball back across here to Caleb Delaney, already about his fourth carry of this first 14 minutes. Perenara goes back across here to Princep, the captain. It's like one of the Moana Pasifika players tries to get out of it. He was able to do so. And also, when I scored my last goal, I shushed the other team. Oh, no. I feel like that's one of those ones that normally, if you end up shushing someone, you get yourself probably either slide tackle later on or someone will just probably break you in half. And now it's going to be a suffer more out the back line here. Pito Munga Jensen, one more out to Tay Walden. He was extremely close to the touchline. 5 minutes out, windy here in Wellington. I think it's about 40 degrees. Aidan Morgan jumps on it. And I think he has just been able to score his try on debut for Aidan Morgan. Brilliantly done. And Moana Pasifika always seem to start off slow. Where's Donna? And this is David. So she has gone out to the kitchen to watch the game that has taken place between the Netherlands and New Zealand. Although the big thing there is the game hasn't actually started due to rain at this point in time. So we might be waiting a little while until we get to see the updates for that game. But currently, the All Blacks, well, sorry, not the All Blacks, the Hurricanes are going very nicely for themselves. Would you rather have Ardie Savia be the clown at your birthday party or just a Marshall cook your dinner? Probably Ardie Savia as the clown, because normally the clowns are there to entertain. And he's also got a podcast, so maybe we do a podcast for him as well. And also, I feel a little bit sad that you thinking that I'm going to add as a very proud rugby and hockey player, even though rugby is not yet big in my country. I like to try learn from a Kiwi lad. And there, as I says, and Nidge. So, yeah, unless it's just a huge coincidence that you've got the same last name and you haven't just maybe forgotten the password from a few months ago, welcome back, I guess. Also, finally, someone in blues is here, as I says, J.A.'s there, and also one of the other players, the other team got sent off for punching me in the back. That's fair enough. Probably deserved it. But that one, if you're shushing people, I feel like it's one of the most disrespectful things you can do. Definitely in like a lower league game. So we're now 5 meters out from the line. Hurricanes here are going to be ready to go for yet again another rolling maul. In fact, did they turn down that try? They might have actually said there was no try there for a forward pass. In fact, yes, it was. So we will go back here. And now 5 meters out, they are going to have to line out. My apologies there. I ended up giving them the try. That one as well, but it's a debut for Aidan Morgan. Almost was able to get himself the try. Ended up just missing out. It's a 5 meter scrum here for Moana Pasifika. And it will be Jonathan Tamatine will be throwing in this ball. And also we have got there and Nish Blaskovsky in there as well. Now Jonathan Tamatine to feed this ball. And 5 meters out from the line, Moana Pasifika kind of trapped just out from their own line. It's a free kick though. Okay. It's just going to be a free kick, though, rather than a penalty. They need a penalty soon just to get them out of the area. They've been stuck in their own half, probably territory about 90% in favour of the Hurricanes at this point in time. Now, Christian Lealiafano, he does go for touch. And that one. And now, in fact, that was actually a penalty. It sounded more like a free kick one for the referee, but he said it's a penalty. So now, no, now they've switched it for the, okay, no, it was just a free kick. The touch judge got confused who he was given the line out to. Now, Safa Moa going to be there. And also, you can come back. And there, as I says, an edge. Now, this stage is going to be going forward here. And also, if you hide the rugby ball, would you rather hide it in your boyfriend's bed or your mum's garden? Probably mum's garden because they don't have a boyfriend this stage and don't really have plans of getting one, sorry. At this stage now, Safa Moa. In fact, it was Xavier Numia, now TJ Perenara, passing the ball back to Scott Kraft and Aidan Morgan lined up there. It's going to be Tay Walden has to jump on that one. Tackled on the ground and penalty to the Hurricanes here once again here. At least go Moana Pasifika. And as I says, an edge. And also we got their Chiefs at home tomorrow night. They will be indeed. It's going to be a very exciting one to see exactly how they do end up going in that game. Definitely up against the Crusader side that they beat last time, which is something that's not too easy to do. And they match up, but now kicking it for touch once again here for the Hurricanes. They're all on attack. They're trying their best to get themselves that bonus point, but Christian Lealiafano playing the man on the ground and Tay Walden, just why he did end up getting penalised for that little moment in the game. Came in, and that's actually the first comment I read. And there's us, says Sebastian at TJ, 99.9999999 will score a try, says Jason in there. Now trying to find the inside ball there for TJ Perenara, 10 metres out, and he's back from his injury, which is great to see. I hope you are doing well, Sebastian. Listen. Now passing it out the backline, Tay Walden now out to Reed Princep. Out now, Josh Morby. No, in fact, it's Wes Horson out on the other wing there. Now, Only sitting 10 metres out from the line. Asafa fires it back across to Scott Scrafton now. And closer and closer to making their way around the side. And also, we should have been here 10 minutes ago, says Jay. Well, that one, but currently the pick and go here for them. And also, we have got there, what do you do for a job, Mr. Kiwi Lad? I do this at this stage, but I just don't get paid very well for it. So I'll probably have to find another job very soon. And also, what is your goal for the channel, Amish? Do you want to do this full time? I think the goal, it's not so much as I want to do it full time. It's not anything along the lines of that's going to be an advantage there to DJ Peranara, because he did try and take the quick tap, but we will go back to that in a very short moment. But 38-12 to the Canes for full time does sound like it. Not a far off probably total for this matchup. Now, Brandon Iosi short ball to Tyrell Lomax, spins and goes over the line. Did he get it down? Okay, they've said it's held up, I believe. Tyrell Lomax, he's still smiling. Okay. It's a yellow card there for, is that Christian Laliafano has once again got another yellow card? Or is it Sakopi Kepu? Who's got the yellow? Sakopi Kepu. He is the one who is getting penalised for that one for not being back the 10 metres. And also, Gilo, I live right around the corner from you. I'll come visit. And this is Max. I think we worked on that theory one other time, and we asked whereabouts you thought we were, and you were a mile off, if I'm not wrong. And also, we have got there, well, I say, coffee machine. It's my flatmate. And there's I'm having troubles with my coffee machine. And do you know where I can watch the real game? And there you can. You said earlier on, I thought you said you were watching it. Oh, no, that was the other fella who was watching it on Sky. So Sky Sport 1 in the European region. You can actually watch it on, it's called something along the lines of Sanzar.tv. And you can actually watch all of the games for a subscription fee. And pretty much they have the season pass, but currently having to make a sub here for Moana Pasifika. And that is going to be Tau Kalamatangi making his way out onto the field. But yeah, pretty much the goal for the channel isn't so much as to see how much money we can make, how many people we can get watching. I think it's more just make content that you guys like and also that we enjoy making. I feel like that's the main thing I'm looking at, because like it's almost life's too short to not do what you enjoy, you know? Was that too deep? Are you in Poland? And Nij, that one as well, says Sebastian. Now, Rea for Ma'i, he's out onto the field, and it's actually Joe Apakatoa who is there at number 17. And that is a little change because he was going to be playing number 18 for this match, I believe. If I'm not wrong. Yeah, they've actually gone down as number 18, but number 17 they have gone down in the actual team sheet. 5 metres out, though, TJ Peranara will be feeding in the ball once again here for the Hurricanes. It's a big push, and they're getting some good meters. It's actually stolen by Jonathan Tamatino, though. Takes it off the back of the scrum, kicks it into touch. And now still inside of their own half, Moana Pasifika. They have been defending for 20 minutes straight inside of their own 40-metre area. And they just aren't giving up. They've let one try through. They've got one man in the bin. But they just have to keep on going and going and going. The Hurricanes will be a little bit disappointed that they haven't been able to score any more tries. In this situation, my mum is back. No, she's not. I thought she was providing an update, but I think it's still raining there. Still raining for the cricket. And I just wrote good news from T20. Game lost time in 44 minutes after second ground inspection from umpire. Rain stopped now. And there says Michelle.
So did I walk away?
Maybe. Now going short side here. Little kick in behind, I think that was. That didn't quite work out for them. And now Tima Whainanuku kicks it downfield. It's going to be a good kick downfield. And now this is one of the first time the Hurricanes have been outside of their first or outside of the Moana Pasifika half. They've just been all over them throughout the last little while, that is for sure. And also we've got there, Poland is at the moment ranked 30 in the world. I hope that one day we make a World Cup so we can have the honour of getting 100 points from the All Blacks team. And there says Anish. That one is now, or it is now, I should say, Jordy Barrett. Ball on the outside of Wes Wilson, just a little bit too far behind him for that one. They are actually going upstairs in the Pakistan versus Australia game as well for an LBW, although I think he's going to be all right. And now going back across, Brandon Iosi taking on another carry, stolen on the ground there from, I believe it was the number 4. Now Jonathan Tamatino goes back to William Arveli rather than running it. They once again go for the kick. There's a massive amount of space. 50-22, 5 metres out for William Arveli. That is a kick and a half. And because of it now, Moana Pasifika are only going to be 5 metres out from the Hurricanes line. They're changing this around just a little bit here. It's looking very good for them now. And if they score in their first attacking play of the day, would be absolutely incredible. There's a little edge there for Pakistan. I believe that there will actually be a wicket in the game between Australia and Pakistan for anyone who is following that game. I should say, but now thrown into the back. It's not hugely straight, but it is straight enough. It's the call from Brendan Pickerel. Sitting at the back now, they have been told to use it once. Sam Molly trying to get this one marching forward. And who's your favourite Poland player? I like Camille. And then as I says, I don't actually know any players. And also, geez, what a low-scoring game in there. Although it does seem like Moana Pasifika just about to possibly get themselves on the score sheet. We've also had the one disallowed try for Hurricanes, which could have been one for themselves. They've got another advantage now. Moana Pasifika only 2 metres out. Jonathan Tamatine sells the dummy, almost goes himself, but instead now Sam Molly just 1 metre short. Henry Stowers drops the head, scores a try. And Moana Pasifika back in the game now. Their first attack of the day, and they've been able to score it. I was like, where are your boyfriends when your mum's in the garden? And then says David, that's a great question, and that would be such a cool experience. And as we had the honour of losing to the All Blacks 82-8. And then I was like, oh, brother, I'm right here. Welcome in, lower Jen. Try to Henry Stowers, though. Brilliant work from him. And that one just drives over hard. And Moana Pasifika, like they're saying, it's a favourite bounce in the end that got them to 50-22. Then from there, only 5 metres out, they had the advantage as well. And Henry Stowers puts the ball down, scores the try. And it is in the 20th minute or so that now Moana Pasifika have been able to get themselves back into this game just a little bit more. And Hamish do match will be possible between New Zealand and Netherlands have got on-field or News outfielders wet, so umpire calling it off. And I think they are still going to be having it, but they've just missed out on 44 minutes or something along those lines. But we'll wait and see whether or not it can take place. I wonder when they reschedule it to, if they do reschedule it, or whether it's just cancelled completely. But Christian Laliafano here, as the second wicket, Azhar Ali actually dismissed in the match between Pakistan and Australia, and how's Aidan Morgan going? He actually went very well in the early stages, almost scored himself the try, but just missed out because it was a forward pass to him. But he also got a 50-22. He's looking strong for a debut as well and having a dream start to his Super Rugby career. So hopefully he does continue doing so throughout the rest of the first half. But 24 minutes through this game now, 7-all between Moana Pasifika and the Hurricanes. And Moana Pasifika scoring with a man disadvantage. This one taken very nicely by Polanaiti. Offloads it back, picked up by Josh Morby, and now they've given the ball straight back to the Hurricanes there on the 22. It's stolen, though, by Moana Pasifika, looking to the short side, throws it into touch. As Johnny plays here, not at the moment, but I assume we will end up seeing him tomorrow for Chiefs versus Crusaders, as that will be a very big game of rugby between those two sides. Now, Asafa Mua got this line out throw, 25 metres out from the line here. Okay, he's got a dislocated finger. So because of that, it does mean that we are going to have a stoppage in play just while Henry Stowers' finger gets popped back into place. How lucky for him. And I was like, David the Mod, sorry, I'm not sure what you mean in there. Hello? Pakistan wicket. Yeah.
Oh, you knew that?
Azhar Ali.
Don't worry about it.
What's happening for New Zealand, Netherlands? Someone said that it could be rained off completely due to outfield wettage.
Well, it is quite wet, the outfield, but they're interviewing Tom Latham at the moment, so another side interview.
Okay.
And I wasn't there when they were doing all the other stuff.
Okay, so still a little way away for New Zealand versus Netherlands by the sounds of it. And also, I know who Hamish's favourite Polish player is. Zizetek, the one Blaze picked once for his player of the week. He's the one who scored twice, wasn't it? If I'm not wrong. And also, what is your favourite type of apple? I would probably go with a Eve or a Royal Gala, one of those two. Or if you're getting a bit more fancy, probably one of the ones with caramel around it. And also, Rain in the Cricket says, Brandon, it is indeed. And also, over the bottom, I'm not sure how this relates to the game. It's relating to the question that you asked, Razzle Dazzle. So I guess he was just following up on your initial question. So it relates to you in that regard. And also, see you, mate, says Max. So you will see you later on. Currently now the scrum feed Hurricanes sitting 22 metres out from the line here. And they are going to continue to try and push their way forward. It's an advantage now. All TJ Perenara putting the ball down, but it's going back for the penalty. It was unfortunately another one against Alamana Matanga, I believe, or also in the front row, in fact. Front row going up the tight head side. So that will be actually the replacement for Sakopi Tipu, which in this one is Joe Apakatoa. Jordy Barrett kicking it for the corner. So the Hurricanes, they aren't willing to take 3-pointers at this point in time. And I like it. I like the fact that they're being so aggressive. And people don't give people in return, expect chocolate in return. That's a very good saying. And free pony rides at Ram Ranch And they're heavily related to the Crusaders. Havili, let's go Moana, let's go draw. I believe they are brothers, if I'm not wrong. And also cricket rain off for 2 hours. There's Brandon there. But now they are going to be driving their way forward from 10 metres out here for the Hurricanes. Looking for this ball at the back. Looks like it's Suffer more. He hasn't got it. They've got the advantage now here for the Hurricanes. 5 metres out. And it's a penalty once again. Do they take the quick tap or the scrum? I would go for the scrum again if you're 5 metres out. Try and break off the back with big Braden Iosi. Joe Apakatoa, since coming onto the field, he's actually had 2 penalties against him. It looks like Geordie Barrett is once again going to be kicking this one for the corner, or does he know they've called scrum? He's about to put it out, and Pakistan 2 down. They are indeed. Last wicket falling was actually Azhar Ali. Got 17 off 47. Badr Azam not out, 0 off 4 at this current point in time. Currently 27 minutes into this game. And also another horny Cowboy satisfied. And there's Sebastian there. Currently visits to the opposition 22-7. 7 for the Hurricanes. 1 for Moana Pasifika. And they scored the try for that one. And also they're just a couple of 38-year-old veterans on the loose. And how are you doing? I'm doing very well. Currently, I'm excited. We've got so much sport on at the moment, which makes it extremely hard to be able to follow it all. That's a penalty. In fact, a free kick there for Moana Pasifika for an early push from the Hurricanes. Massive mistake there for them 5 metres out. Like they're saying, Moana Pasifika actually playing better with 14 players out on the field rather than 15. Tyrell Lomax penalised for that one. And also, it was the thinnest edge I've ever seen to the point that Azza was confident he missed it. Yeah, it was literally like, what did it do on Ultra Edge? About like literally that. When a normal edge is probably about that, but it's just the tiniest bit of something, which is enough. Steve Smith, he said that he heard it, and he was correct for that one. But now Christian Liliafano going to be hoping to have a good game here. If he does not, it's not straight there from a Suffer more. The pressure's starting to go onto the Hurricanes a little bit here. And I was like, can I come and like David the Mod? And there, as I says, Brandon. So the next time that we do end up going for our moderators in the chat, we will be looking to you guys who have been there for a very long time. At this stage, though, I think we have got plenty for the time zones that we have got, I guess, covered. So, yeah, we aren't quite looking for them any at this stage, or any more at this stage, I should say. Are you double screening? I am indeed. So I've got the rugby here, the cricket there, and I am kind of watching between the two. And once the cricket starts for New Zealand versus Netherlands, if it does start, I'll probably have a third screen or a third little window watching that one. But this bike was barely visible in it, Kai. And there, yeah, it was literally the finest of feathers. But they said it was out. Now, Babar Azam at the crease. That's probably good news for Pakistan. I thought he went out there, but it's a great straight drive. He's going to get 4 runs for that one. Now, scrum feed for Moana Pasifika, currently about 30 metres out from their line. And also, we have got their update. Next umpire inspection, New Zealand Standard Time, 8 p.m. And that's a polite way of saying no. As I says, Jay, and that is going to be now a penalty to the Hurricanes. There we go. Now, quick hands to the hands of Peter Umaga Jensen. So hanging on to this one here. Now, TJ Perenara looking both ways to the right-hand side out to Xavier Numia. And Sam is a good friend for you. And there, as I says, Brandon. That one, but now TJ Perenara going off to the left-hand side. Nice step there. How on earth is this game level? As I says, Jack, I mean, that's the thing. Moana Pasifika win the penalty once again for themselves. They have been on fire with the fact that not only have they been defending with 14 men, but they've been defending pretty well throughout the time. But it was Henry Teme Stowers was able to get that one. The man who scored the try, and Aidan Morgan disappointed with not being able to release the ball. Didn't quite have that support that he needed. And the breakdown also is Umaga Jensen related to that good player, Tana Umaga. And there's, he is indeed, I believe it's his uncle or something along those lines. Also his brother, Thomas Umaga Jensen. In the same boat, and welcome in, Jack. And there's Sebastian, and also Yankee Jeff, and also we've got the 7-7 Oma Days. And that one, it's gone out 10 metres out from the line for Moana Pasifika. I would have been here on time, but I was talking to my neighbour. He's a good bloke, but geez, he can talk paint off the barn in there. And also we've got that was a good jackal. It was from Henry Stowers, always good in a breakdown. We haven't really seen too much of Henry Taifu yet, but he is certainly another player similar to Henry Stowers who just runs hard with the ball and also can make an impact. But now that one's going to be stolen at line-out time by the Hurricanes, only 5 metres out. Christian Liliafano unable to turn it over. A little knock-on advantage here. Sam's getting something to eat. And there, as says Brandon, but now 5 metres out. Xavier Numia having a carry. 10 metres out. They've still got the advantage for the knock-on. TJ Perenara kicks it downfield. looking for touch, and he does end up not quite finding it on the left boot. It ended up just pulling up nicely for William Aveli to line it up now in the midfield. Does decide that he wants to run it to the other side. Scott Scrafton, that's going to be forward by quite a bit there. And now it's going to be the line-out throw, or sorry, the scrum feed for the Hurricanes. This one, but William Aveli just getting the offload a little bit wrong there. Missed timing. But possession for this game, 22% possession for Moana Pasifika, 26% territory. Yet this game, like someone said earlier on, it is still 7-7. Missed tackles, 11 from Moana Pasifika, but it hasn't cost them. The Hurricanes only having to make 12 tackles in this match. And meters gained 190 for the Hurricanes compared to the 20 of Moana Pasifika. So you'd have to argue Moana Pasifika, or Pacifica, sorry, the more clinical of the two sides when it comes to taking your advantage, that you do end up getting in a low semi. And there's David the Moana, and also do Moana have a chance? I mean, they've got as good a chance as any at this point in time. I know that for them to lose by 13 plus was paying about $1.13 here in New Zealand, whereas for them to only lose by 1 to 12 was about $6. So that tells you how heavily everyone expected this to be an absolute runaway for the Hurricanes. 40 metres out from their line, they have got that scrum advantage. Once again, now good carry forward from Aidan Morgan. A good attacking intent from the young number 10. Blake Gibson trying to spin out a tackle. Levi Amua getting on around the side. Now Peter Umaga Jensen, quick feet, fending off Samuel Slade, but dragged down in the end by the big man, Alamana Matanga. Still available for them now. Number 4, Caleb Delaney goes across to Scott Scrafton. Offloads it back nicely. Still available, Geordie Barrett now. He's hooked down to the turf. Piranada fires it back across 40 metres out now. Brian Iosi still driving forward. And when George come over to a live stream, me and I need to say a lot to say for George and a lot of questions for Hamish in there. Says Brandon, he was actually going to be joining me for this live stream, but unfortunately, due to, I think he did have to watch the farm for that one. So we're Duplessis Karefi and Artie Savia. So Savia's coming off the bench for this match. Duplessis Karefi, I'm not too sure whereabouts. So the first thing that goes to my mind, of course, is like a positive case, but more than likely maybe an injury or something for Duplessis Karefi, which is why he's out for this game. Also giving a youngster in the number 7 jersey an opportunity, and Blake Gibson, who hasn't really had too many minutes. But yeah, I believe that is why he is out for this game, whereas Artie Savia, that doesn't look too good there for Geordie Barrett. He stayed down. He looks like he's in a lot of pain here. Nice ball on the inside. Levi Amua manages to knock it just a little bit on. And now going back for the knock on there. I know, drop catch in there. Says Kai Broom. So I assume that is Wamoa and Mamo Huckett would have been the man who was dismissed. Would go back over. Or pretty tough chance, but would have loved to be able to get it. And also, George is so busy at work. And there's David, and also Amelia said, as well, welcome in the live stream. It will probably be similar to a boot scratch or like a snicko in Australia, which has larger spikes, and also Geordie Hollywood. And there says Alice, I think he hurt himself quite badly there, Geordie Barrett. I think he went for the pass. Yeah, he got the shot kind of in the right on the thigh. I think it was the way that he tried to put his elbow or his arm down. No, I think it was just the thigh that's injured. And I was like, yeah, he did. And there as well. And also, hates this angle, not going to lie. And there are 2 chances and 2 balls. It's looking dangerous for Nathan Lyon currently in the bowling department. But 8 p.m. is going to be when they are, I guess, updating what's happening in the New Zealand versus Netherlands game, as we have not seen it just quite yet. And this one, Funaki making 11 tackles so far. The highest tackles made by the Hurricanes, 3 for Blake Gibson. So I think Savia has been taken out with late change, and Karefi moves to the bench. Oh, okay, so they've actually switched them around a little bit there. Which one moment? We will go there. Okay, mine still says Artie Savia, but if it is Duplessis Karefi, then it must have been a relatively late change for that one. But I think that's kind of what we're getting used to in Super Rugby at the moment, is those late switches that teams probably weren't expecting to have to make, but always end up having to make. Such as the Crusaders, I think they might have to have a couple late changes as well there. Currently 7-7 after 35 minutes between these two sides. Looking very good at the moment. For the moment, we will go down here. We'll make sure that we are all running smoothly, including the scoreboard. Sometimes the scoreboard decides that it doesn't really like me. I'm hoping this isn't going to be one of those times. No, it is all right. That is good. At this stage, we will go like this. And we will go like that as well. There we go. And has Duplessis Karefi fallen out of the 23 or something? Damn, says Alice. I think it's more that discipline side of it in terms of the amount of penalties he sometimes gives away would be why he would be taken out a little bit more. Or maybe they felt like this wasn't a game that they needed him and they were saving him for one of their upcoming fixtures up against someone like the Crusaders, Chiefs, etc., along those lines. And I was like, hi, says LJ Wickerman. And also, who do you think will win Drua versus Rebels? I think the Drua. Like, they've got that confidence since being able to beat them before. And now that, I guess the Rebels are in a tough spot currently. So I'm going to say the Drua, even though they're coming in as underdogs, I think they can get the job done up against the Rebels. But it will be close. I think it's still going to be only like a 5-point split, similar to what we saw in the first match between the two sides. Arturu, Jamie Edazel, and there's his Alice reveal. But yeah, if he can sort out that side of it a little bit more, I think he will definitely get a lot more opportunities. But saying that, it could just be because they wanted to rest him. That's going to be the penalty to the Hurricanes on the halfway line. Another inspection at 8 p.m. local time. But still uncertain about this game. Says Vishal, have they mentioned if they've got like a rescheduled date in place, Vishal? It'd be kind of cool if they did a midweek game because then we could actually watch it and do the commentary on the channel and go into the Rebels game tonight. Prediction says Xavier, I think whoever wins it by 5. Only 5 though, so not too much of a split between them. Geordie Barrett looking for the touchline, doesn't find it. And that is not ideal for Geordie Barrett there. Now from just out from his own pretty much dead ball line, Reafamai gets a skiddy ball, goes down the field nicely, taken by Aidan Morgan though. Now on the halfway line, they've got numbers. Peranara rushed up defence there from Levi Amoa, smashes into Wes Hawson. Will certainly not be enjoying that too much. Now Scrafton goes back across. Geordie Barrett puts the kick in behind. No, he's good. He's good out of the 23 at low, in my opinion, says Alice, for that one as well. And now stepping crossways, it is Henry Taifu. Tries to go for the offload. Does end up dropping the ball on the ground, though. The referee, they are going to say that it was that little knock on. And who are the Rebels playing? They are taking on the Fijian Drua, and that is the 9:45 game that we will be covering on the channel also. And also looked high. Says Alice, I'm just going to have another look at it. Oh, Wes Hawson. I believe that was that one from Levi Moore, wasn't it? And if he's got the cut above the eye, maybe they will have another look at it. But I think he got smacked pretty hard by Levi Moore. There wasn't a lot of dropping in the way that he made that tackle. Oh, okay, it's head on head there. Okay, they're going to check it just to see how it goes, but I think that could be a little bit of danger. Fiji and Drua, and there's us, Sebastian, also over should reduce, or still no update about that, but still, again, not playing yet, says Michelle. And that's the other side of it. If it's a reduced over game, I would argue that that actually benefits the Netherlands overall, because if they only have to play for about 8 overs each, that would be pretty big. Okay, they're saying head on head. Now, if this is anything like we've seen the ruling in the Northern Hemisphere, he's ducked a bit. I feel like they're going to say yellow card here. I just get that weird feeling. Okay. Okay, it sounds like they're giving him a yellow card. And as a halftime, not quite. We've still got a couple more minutes left. An 8 over game. Any team could beat anyone. Exactly right. And head on head, ouch. Says Alice. Yeah, it looks like now Levi Moe's going to the bin for 10 minutes, unfortunately. And I think Sakopi Kipu's not too happy with it as well. Unfortunately, like that's the way that the rule book's written. The commentators don't agree with it. Unfortunately, there is dip in it, which is why I believe it was only a yellow rather than a red, but that is the way that it is. If it's head-on-head contact or you do end up getting him where I guess your arm would be, if you drop to your head kind of counts as your arm in rugby, if that makes sense. So if you're head-on-head contact, that still counts as a high tackle. So Levi Moe goes to the bin for 10 minutes. Unlucky from there. Definitely when he's charged in as quickly as he had. What are they? Is that watermelon in a little dish that they've got for the coaches? That's a bit fancy. I mean, that would be annoying to have with a laptop, I would have thought. So maybe it's not. And head on it is at least a card, accidental or not, as us this guy. Yeah. So normally that's why I ended up saying it would be a yellow rather than a red. But I want to who's the commentators. I believe it was Israel Dag and also, it's the other fellow who, I can't think of his name, unfortunately. He's got the dreads, though, if you guys do know who I'm talking about. And also yellow is correct. And there says Alice there for that one. Yeah, I think it is the right decision in terms of the way that the rules are written for it as well. Now taken nicely by TJ Perenara off the line out. I'm back. Guess who I am? As though you are Norman. I will never forget your name because last time I did, you got angry at me. But now Henry Stowers, a little bit of a knock on. No, in fact, he knocked it down onto his foot and kicked it forward. And it's how Yules got sent off in the Six Nations against Ireland. It is indeed. For the head on either Tony Johnson or Grant Nisbet, neither of those two. Or actually, the main guy might be Tony Johnson, but the other guy that I was listening to, I think it was the sideline commentator. It was Jonathan Tamatine. I think he was a little bit offside there. Now still going to be available. TJ Perenara going back across. Now with the drawn pass, doesn't work out, getting driven backwards. Perenara back now to Peter Umaga, Jensen, Geordie Barrett with a couple steps there, still on the halfway line. They're going back for the penalty. And as I think New Zealand should about one indoor ground in any venue like Auckland Stadium. It would be kind of cool. Although we have got Forsyth Bar, it's just not quite big enough for cricket, unfortunately. It just doesn't quite fit in. But I guess a roofed venue would be something maybe they look at in the North Island in the future, just to see how it does end up going. But they would need a lot of funding for it, and I guess would be able to fill up those ones as well. That will be the more important side of it. And I'm back. And then Ian Smith or Carlton Nana. It is Carlton Nana, the man who I was mentioning a little bit earlier on. And yeah, you kind of mentioned that before, Norman. There's us, Sebastian. Currently 39 minutes through this one, 7-all throughout this game. And I mean, they've already had 2 yellow cards here, but they're doing very nicely for themselves. Geordie Barrett kicking it. Look on, and you're looking a bit handsome today. What have you done? A bit handsome. I'm not sure. I didn't really change too much. I had a pack of biscuits yesterday, if that helps. Probably not. Overall, also we have got there where all the people saying Pakistan will walk this in the pitch, turning into a landmine against Lions, says Guy Broom. And yeah, we are going to be covering the final session of the day. And it's a penalty to Moana Pasifika. They are working well with 14 men out on the field. Maybe they just keep on getting yellows. Looks like Xavier Numia is having a bit of a chat there with Alamanda Matanga. They're getting fired up out there on the field at the moment. And both boys, Samuel Slade is fired up for that one. Currently, at the moment, men's ICC test rankings for batters, Marnus Labuschagne at the top still. I do see Bubba Razam in 5th and Travis Head in 8th. For anyone who was wondering about those rankings, but now Christian Leliafano kicks it towards the touchline and 80% position in favour of the Hurricanes. Yet Moana Pasifika are still keeping this match as close as they are. They've been down to 14 twice throughout this game, and they're trying to take that momentum off the Hurricanes here. It's going to be pushed into touch, but it's another penalty to Moana Pasifika. They will get one more opportunity, and Xavier Numia now once again having a bit of a push. He's getting a bit fired up at the moment. And now Asafo Moa, of course, he's going to get up in the face of everyone, Asafo Moa. Currently, tensions are running high. I feel like it's more the case. Okay, Jonathan Tamatine takes the tap and kicks it into touch. That kind of surprises me. Definitely because they could have kicked it way down towards the 22, and worst comes to worst, they kick it out for the Hurricanes. But they've decided they're tired enough, and 7 points apiece between these two sides at halftime. Joe Root could have overtaken Marnus, but if he had not been dismissed for a duck there as well. Says Sebastian, so yeah, duck is always brutal, isn't it? In terms of those rankings, all the good news is maybe second innings, you might be able to turn it around a little bit. But currently, anyone wondering about other sports that are going on currently, the cricket, Pakistan, after 50 overs, are sitting 113 for 2. New Zealand versus Netherlands is still waiting to get another pitch report to see whether or not that game will be able to take place. And if it does, we will be letting you guys know the score in that game also for the second half. But we'll get some stats up for that one. And also the grass pitch in Grenada has taken its toll. And there's what happened to the Canes' momentum. I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's that constant thing of getting close and then missing out that kind of weighs on your mind just a little bit, you know? It's tricky. I'm just going to go, yeah, I'm going to get that other game up. And fair play to Moana. And there says Josh, yeah, they've been going very nicely and also great half. And they're up from Jason there as well. But currently now, we are going to be waiting for the second half. But Moana Pasifika, they've already had 2 yellow cards. And they are still going very nicely at this point in time. A moment, we will go there. So the Netherlands T20, I believe they've already lost quite a bit of time in that match due to the rain. Was supposed to start about 15 minutes ago or somewhere along those lines. I will go like this. And we will go like that as well. And I'll just quickly shrink it a little bit so that we can see both Pakistan And also that one, while it is halftime, that is. Seems like a good idea to do so. There you go, but yeah, currently delayed in their matchup, unfortunately. But this game is certainly not delayed, and has Aussie been bowling well. It looks like Nathan Lyon has been the more dangerous out of anyone. He seems to have found that length that Imamo Huck does not like down the leg side. But Cummins hasn't been going too badly either. 11 overs, 18 runs he's gone for so far. But in this first half for the rugby side of it as well, I will mention Aidan Morgan on debut has been looking pretty decent throughout this game. Alongside that, another player for the Hurricanes who I'd say has been looking relatively dangerous, probably Peter Umaga Jensen. And also Amesbury Rangers once again at McLean Park as well. So that does not sound too good for them to be able to get a game in. And also for the Moana Pasifika side, I'd say William Harvey, Henry Stowers, and then also, if I had to give one other award, I'd say Samuel Slade as another player who has been looking very sharp. But the next game that we are covering of the night, ladies and gentlemen, it will be the game between the Rebels and Fiji and Drua. So that will be starting at 9:45 p.m., but we will be starting at, I believe, 9:35. Alongside that, we have got the cricket that is coming up later on tonight, and we will be keeping you guys informed about the Western Force versus Brumbies. While that game has taken place, I think the Chiefs go back-to-back against the Satyrs, says Josh. It's a tricky one, but, I mean, they've got momentum, and now they've got home field advantage with a crowd and attendance in their favour. I think it's going to be, I get that same feeling with the Rebels Drua game, that it's going to be pretty close and probably like 5 points difference. And it could all come down to one final penalty in that game as well. So it's going to be important that they take their opportunities. But the Crusaders, even with a few players missing, like, they're still strong. Still got a very good lineup in that back line. And if they do end up going as well as, like, I think they could have a chance of winning it by more than 7. But it's gonna be a tricky one. If it's a packed home game for the Chiefs, could be good. Is that exactly right? And the crowd are going to get their money's worth. Certainly, would Moana Pasifika win at this stage? They're not looking too bad for a chance of being able to win this one. They're pushing the Hurricanes, even though they've only had 14 men out on the field for Moana Pasifika quite a few times throughout this match. Imagine flying all the way over from Holland, and it's raining at the scheduled time. And Sebastian, yeah, it is pretty rough in that regard. But I'm just hoping that they get some form of game in. And if they don't, I hope they reschedule it. Because if you don't have it at all, like, I feel like that's just rough, the fact that there would have only been one T20 and they can't even play it. Actually, I initially had doubts about the Drua and Moana, wasn't I wrong? And there, as well, says David. And that's the thing, Moana Pasifika, yes, they're sitting in last as well currently, but I think that's just the fact that they haven't had as many games, which does hurt them a little bit more. Like, I feel like they're not too far off getting some losing bonus points or maybe a couple victories along the way as well. I love if the rugby team fans sung a song when they walk, like Liverpool fans sing Never Walk Alone as well. So Xavier, maybe you try and start one for the Melbourne Rebels. I think as you are going to be at the game, maybe you try and find one that does suit them. What would you go with for a song for the Rebels, Xavier? If you were the man who got to pick exactly what song that the Rebels get to walk out to, what one would it be? Do let me know. Moana Pasifika, there's only been one try so far against them. That was Geordie Barrett, who was able to score it. And also Blues play Highlanders away, right? They do indeed. So it's Forsyth Bar, 4:35 tomorrow will be when that game has taken place, and we will be covering it on the channel also. So we have got plenty of rugby, plenty of cricket coming up in the near future as well. So anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. It is the pinned comment up in that top corner where we will have plenty more sport, including the NRL on Sunday and also a little bit of football, etc. slotting in there. And also the IPL will be another one that is coming up on that channel, and that will be tomorrow that we do end up covering that one. It sounds good. I'll tune in. And there says Josh as well. And also the Rebels should walk away to the Benny Hill theme song, or walk out to the Benny Hill theme song, given their performances. And the other Dutch still is powerhouse football team. I'm trying to think who's a big footballer for Netherlands at the moment. Is it Van Beek? Is that his name? No, I think I've just said a Netherlands cricket player. There are a couple big dogs in there. I remember the old days of like Robin and whatnot. I think that's the right guy, isn't it? Okay, I believe Mills Miliaina also saying that he is. Disagree with that. And also we've got the RIP Fallon as well. Hey, what's up, bro? Been a long time. How you been? I assume that's Kyle, isn't it? I have not. So I've been very good. Thank you, mate. And I hope you have been good as well. Currently excited for the rugby, the cricket, everything that we got on at the moment. I just hope that it stops raining at McLean Park, or else then it will end up in that situation of missing out on one of the matches. Need Bowden Barrett to have a good game at 10. It's been so lackluster lately, can't string games together, says Josh. And yeah, it's going to be a big one for them, because I know that a lot of people, like the Blues, their backline is stacked. Like everyone thought that it was going to be Blues the way that they've got, like Roger Thomas, Rico Mani, Bryce. Who else we got? Their backline. Harry Plummer. Like they've got a very good foundation for a huge amount of potential, but they just haven't quite been able to put it together as of yet. Far away for the Blues as well. I think they just have those couple warm-up games to be able to find the momentum, and then after that they will be all good, able to keep on going. But they're 7.7 carries, 72 meters carried, and also we have their defenders in two, almost out set up the try for Aiden Morgan. Unfortunately, as it was the forward pass right at the last moment, they could have given the Hurricanes just a bit more momentum. They have been taken on the corner many times through very bold prediction, or very bold decision, I should say. The guys in the chat, very welcome into Livestream. I hope you're doing well. I was qualified to look up, but as squad, the rest of the FIFA World Cup final 2010. Oh, I remember that game. It was Netherlands versus, I've just said that I remember Spain in the final. Oh, have I got the wrong team for that one? Was it Netherlands, Spain? I think I watched that game live. And the Wi-Fi's cut out just a little bit at the moment, so I do apologize if I'm a bit laggy and jumping around all over the place. Hopefully it does end up sorting itself out relatively soon. Being able to work out in terms of that Wi-Fi connection. Currently 7-all in this match between Moana Pasifika and Moana Pasifika to win this game is still only 15% likely, which is quite an interesting one because I would have had them a little bit higher with the way that they've played, but they have got the disadvantage. So I think that is something that is definitely playing factor into those odds for the first 10 minutes or so. But it's just great to see a crowd back at Mount Smart Stadium. And also we have got the image. I think the screen is knackered. And as I said, Sebastian, yeah, it seems as if my Wi-Fi has all of a sudden just completely gone out the window. We'll just quickly have a look and see what is sitting for myself. One moment. Although watching it on this will probably use up more Wi-Fi, which is not ideal. We'll see what it looks like for myself. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty well frozen, aren't I? Can you guys still hear me? I don't know. It looks like it's very much so frozen at the moment. So I'm not too sure what's happened there to my Wi-Fi. I don't know whether it's because we've got too many devices all on the same thing, but it's decided to completely cut out. I'll quickly do a speed test, see what it is sitting at currently. But Geordie Barrett, he's an important player, and Amish Galloway back. He is back, I believe, for this game, which is great news to have for that one. But currently the download speed looks all right. I think it's the upload speed that's struggling, so I'll probably end up resetting the modem once we get to the end of this match. And I can hear you with the video is knackered in there, says Sebastian. So yeah, very strange that all of a sudden it just cut out. So I'm not too sure why that is. My Wi-Fi literally says it's quick as well. Interesting. What if I move my head a little bit or kind of zoom in, zoom out? Something like that. Like if I go like this and then I go like that or anything like that. Nah. Okay. So I feel like something has changed in the last kind of 5 or 10 minutes with the Wi-Fi that it's decided that it doesn't like me. The worst thing is the game's still running very smoothly currently for myself. But other than that, I guess we're just commentary now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the Kiwi Lads commentary. That's weird that you guys can't really see me without me freezing up big time. Currently, we are just waiting for the second half to get back underway for this matchup between Moana Pasifika and the Hurricanes. I will just quickly have a look to see what is happening in the cricket as well. One moment. There we go. Just seeing if this changes anything. And hopefully it does. And also have it there about being able to see me. But yeah, it's very strange. Oh, okay. I've got 2 bars now. We're slightly, okay, we're back. I don't know what happened, but we're back now. Fair enough. Interesting. All of a sudden, it's just come back. Welcome back, everyone. That was very weird. I'm glad it's at halftime, though, that it did end up cutting in and out. But Barrett scoring the 1 try for the Hurricanes and Henry Stowers scoring the other try in the match, and that was for Moana Pasifika. And he's been dangerous throughout that first half and does look like he is going to be a dangerous man for the later stages of this match also. But 20 minutes into the game was when Henry Stowers got a try. That was actually the first attack of the day for Moana Pasifika. Other than that, they do seem to be doing extremely nicely for themselves. Just being able to, I guess the best way to describe it is pretty much survival. The stage of being down to 14 men twice that this first half. Is Callaway back, says Aiden? I believe he is. I'll quickly, I'll check the Rebels lineup just to see if he is. But he was back last week and the week before as well, Aiden. So he has been back for a little while. So unless something else has happened since then, he will still be in the side, more than likely. But yeah, he returned about 2 or 3 weeks ago for Super Rugby. So yeah, he has been back for a little while. He hasn't really had much of an impact though. He hasn't really been doing a heck of a lot, unfortunately, for the Rebels. Yeah, Callaway's still out on the right wing for the him and Vai, who have actually slotted in very nicely as the two wingers in the last little while. But halftime, 7-all between these two sides. Hurricanes, they want a good start to the second half while they've still got that man advantage. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what is your score prediction for this game? Because currently, it's a tricky one to try and predict. Just because it seems like it could easily go either way. Just at this current point in time, it seems like Moana Pasifika, they're right in this game. The Hurricanes, they are trying their best to keep them out of the game, but it's just not quite working out for them. All right, we've had some liquid, and Button Barrett is a game changer. He is. And when he is in form, it's very hard to stop him. Blaze have an issue with Zoom as well. I think the internet in general is going on a strike. Maybe it wouldn't be YouTube, would it? Because I know that YouTube ages ago, actually, when it was the World Cup draw, they actually ended up completely losing all of their, like every live stream, all of YouTube went down. So I don't know whether or not, I assume that's just a coincidence for that one more than likely. But at the moment, they're having a chat to the Moana Pasifika assistant coach for this game. My mum is here now. She's staring at me funny. Is it looking like they're going to be able to get out there, or is it still not good?
Still not good.
Still drizzling?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Are they rescheduling?
Don't know.
Okay. 122 for 2 in the cricket.
Haven't really been.
Oh, yeah? You haven't been listening to all of the chat about it. Are you been drinking?
No.
That was a stumble.
What's your message?
No, I was just wondering about the Wi-Fi in terms of whether or not anything had changed.
Yeah, coming in and out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too many people on devices.
And also, Moana Pasifika is improving all the time. And this is MH Choi. That is true.
What's the score?
No, I'm very nicely indeed. It's currently 7-all at half time.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting game.
Yeah. And also an exciting second half ahead, it sure is. And if they continue going the way that they have Moana Pasifika, I feel like they have the potential to be able to steal this right at the end. But if they don't, and they do end up getting it very wrong in the early stages while they're still down to the 14 men, that is when the Hurricanes might be able to work their way towards that bonus point. Oh, okay, so someone's failed his HIA. I believe that would be Wes Hulson, as he did take that head contact from Levi Amua. So because of that, it does actually mean that he will be replaced by Salisia Deasi for the rest of the game. Tay Walden with a good carry forward. Hurricanes currently 25 metres out from their line, firing it back in the pocket to Morgan. Does kick it extremely high at Mount Smart Stadium, taken nicely by William Hartville, just trying to regather his balance. Tries to get his way for Blake Gibson over the ball, unable to turn it over. Tamatena goes back now to Henry Stowers. Another advantage that is for offside against the Hurricanes. Tamatena offloads it back, and he is up against his old side here. Imagine the scenes if he can get his side a win right at the last moment. And also, is he okay? He passed his HIA test, and there. Okay, so he might be all right then. In that case, and maybe he's coming back out a little bit later on. But I believe they see Salisia Deasi is going to be out there as well for a little bit longer. The ball has been fired back. They're going back for the penalty. How's everybody doing? Excited. We've got plenty happening at the moment. We've got the rugby. We've got the cricket. Game has been called off. Have they got a rescheduled date or anything?
Well, they've just announced it's abandoned. But...
Abandoned. Okay. So the game between New Zealand and Netherlands has been abandoned. So it's probably lucky we didn't decide to do that live stream, because or else we would have sat there for a few hours and we would have found out that match is not going to be taking place. But luckily this match is. It's our news Hamish match abandoned. So yeah, no more match for New Zealand and the Netherlands, which is a shame because that one was going to be an interesting one. Get to see, right, the TMO, I think they're just checking to see whether or not he was flipped up here for William Havili. Aidan Morgan, okay, he takes him above the horizontal and kind of drops him on his head. And why does this always happen due to me? Or does it always happen to me? My guy always gets injured. And there says Aidan. It's just the luck of the draw, I guess. Unfortunately, but William Havili was picked up above the horizontal. I think this could also be a yellow card here for Aidan Morgan. So he did end up going low. Flipped him up. He landed on his head there, William Havili. Okay. It's either yellow or red, I would think, more than likely. Oh. There's just a little bit of a lift. So it's a penalty rather than a yellow card. Well, I am kind of surprised that it's not a yellow card. Seeing as he did actually land on his head. And will it be rescheduled the T20 game? I hope so. It's not just me having issues. And there says David the Mod. So hopefully it has come back now at this stage. But yeah, I hope that they do reschedule it midweek so that I can also do a live stream watching it as well. But not the weather that they would have been wanting for that first match. And hopefully the ODIs aren't too heavily affected by rain either. Well, that one is Wes Wilson playing well. At the moment, he is playing probably sleepy time because he is not on the field anymore, sadly. And Julian Savia made a bump. And as says Timothy, and that one, has Julian Savia made a bump? I don't think Savia is actually in the starting lineup or reserves for this game. And that was red all day, says Alice, or at least a yellow I would have probably had it for it, just because he did end up landing on the head and he did get picked up. And Hamish, you're back in there, says David. I am indeed. For some reason, it was about 5 minutes or so at halftime that it did end up disappearing. But Levi Amua is off the field now for another 5 minutes time. But his teammate, or not his teammate, sorry, a man's sharing a similar last name, and Asafa Amua is still out there on the field looking dangerous. 5 meters out from the line here for Moana Pasifika, committing plenty of men. Sam Molly, it's been put down though by, I believe it was the next receiver, and a big Alamanda Matanga hasn't quite been able to hang on to that ball too nicely. And also, cricket is soft. And as I says, Patty for that one. And also, does this mean that the Women's World Cup games could be affected as well? Because England needs some good wins. Don't do this to me, says Sebastian. I know that a game earlier on today, Bangladesh versus Australia, was shortened. So it's a tricky one. I think the weather's going to play a big factor. And are there any changes yet? Just Salisi Rayasi, he has made his way out onto the field, and that is replacing Wes Horson. Did fail his HIA. And Irish will ODI matches also be in Napier get abandoned? I hope not, but I think they're going to be spread out around other locations as well. And also we have got their players to watch from both teams. I would say Henry Stowers for Moana Pasifika. And then in the second half, I would say Artie Savia off the bench. So I'm going loose forwards in this one. And then also, okay. Actually, sorry, Artie Savia is not off the bench. It's Duplessis Karefi instead. So I'll go Brian Iosi at number 8. And then Geordie Barrett at 15, I think is also going to be important. I make new sport like cricket, but name it a man up cricket. And as I said, Patty, does that mean women aren't allowed to play it, Patty? Because I feel like that will get you in trouble from the get-go, unfortunately, for that one. But 10 metres out from the line now, and it is going to be the Hurricanes. I've got the scrum feed. What's your MVP? I would say probably Henry Stowers so far throughout this game. Both front rows, I guess they do just stand up. Everyone just came to an agreement that everyone was just going to get back up to their feet and make sure that they do end up getting it right. It doesn't always rain in Hawke's Bay. I was there as Agent 47, says Sebastian. Oh, that reminds me. I still want to play Hitman. And as I told you, Karefi on the bench. And then, yeah, they did just pop it up. But I was in the reflex of Sayed Savi, unfortunately. And also, you don't get it, do you, as well? I know that it's because of the rain that you are saying that you want them to just get out there and play it as well. I did get the reference overall. And also, we have there's Ruben Love playing. And there he is. He's coming off the bench in the later stages of the match. We're currently 10 metres out with the line. TJ Perenara got the ball short side here, going out to Salisi Rayasi, who kicks it in behind. Some good distance on his left boot. Taken nicely by William Havili now, though, 40 metres out from his own line now. Moving up to the halfway line. Good attack and run, dragged down by Princep and also Blake Gibson. House wrestle him down to the ground. Now going out the back line. Yeah, Ruben Love continues to drive his way forward. Bad news here. New Zealand versus New Zealand match was abandoned. It was indeed, sadly. They did make the call just before. It was still too wet. It's going to be another advantage there now to Moana Pasifika. 40 metres out from the line now. Jonathan Tamatine looking to the short side. Sakopi Kepu Offloads it back nicely into the hands of Tima Whainanukū, one of his first runs of the match. Hasn't really had too many opportunities to get that ball in hand, but that was almost when he was playing more of a centre role rather than being out on the wing. He did get his hands on the ball. Tamatine now goes back. Liliafano now out to Nariafamai. Ball quickly outside to Alamanamatanga. Wrestled down nicely. In fact, that was Solomoni Funaka or Funaki for that one. Ball on the inside. Jonathan Tamatine wrestled down by Reed Prince there, protecting the ball nicely. He's trying to get out of the way, and he has been able to do so. Very nicely done by Reed Prince. And now it's going back for the initial penalty there for Moana Pasifika. After 45 minutes of this game, we still sit level at 7-7. And it seems like it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Unless, of course, Moana Pasifika do decide they want to take the 3 points here, which might be the case in that one. And also, ODI will be played at Seddon Park and Bay Oval. And now Pakistan have lost a wicket. They 2 down now. They did indeed lose their man Shafiq a bit earlier on from trying to play a sweep shot and ended up getting a little edge. And how's Rayasi doing? He has only had the 1 touch so far and also kicked it downfield. But that is about it. Moana Pasifika, though, 13 penalties against them. And one off T20 game was without any ball abandoned as well. And there says Avishal. And also we have got they have the Canes not run away. Or how have the Canes not run away with this yet? Shake my head. And that's the thing. They're sitting in 8th at the moment. And Moana Pasifika are also trying to play for that point, or a few points, I should say, there. Because Hurricanes throughout this whole match, I've got to give them credit. They went for the doctor pretty much from the get-go. They decided we're not taking 3s, we're going for 7s, but it hasn't worked for them. And it could cost them a few points if they don't end up getting this one right. Is Wes coming back or not? He is not. I believe his night is done due to an HIA. He failed his concussion test, so he will not be back for the rest of this match. I picked Pacifica to win, by the way. And there says Alice. Also, I just can't associate the Dutch playing cricket. I know that's being ignorant. The great innovators, the Dutch. And there says David the Mod. Currently now, it's going to be Jonathan Tamatine, 20 metres out from the line. Backline movement once again. Nice inside ball. The hands are Tima Whainanukū, wrestled down by Gibson. Still going forward. He's done a double movement, though. And because of it now, it does mean that it is going to be the penalty for the Hurricanes. TJ Perenara kicks it for touch. Trying to get plenty of distance on it. Nicely done. And keeping this game speeding forward. McLean Park crowd was disappointed. And there says Michelle, as you would be. Definitely because it's probably one of the first games of Black Caps cricket that crowds have been allowed to go to since the test matches. So it's been a little while. And yes, they haven't had any games since then, but it's just a long time to not be able to watch the Black Caps in action if you are an avid cricket supporter. Now, Asafa Amoa ready to go. And also Levi Amoa, he has made his way back out there. That is due to his yellow card running out of the 10 minutes. Gibson passes the ball off now to Tay Walden. Goes for the kick in behind the Taranaki local. And also, what's the odds of Callaway to score a try tonight? Can you please look for me? And then, of course, for me, it will be completely different to what it is for you, though, I will mention, just because New Zealand compared to Australia. But I will have a look for you there as well. But that one's going with a little knock on there from Blake Gibson. He's not too happy at the moment. He's a fiery individual. Like I said, I didn't know TJP was left-footed in there as well. I think he can do a little bit of both, but I think he decided that the left boot there was the better option for that one. But he's pretty, I guess you could call him almost ambidextrous on his feet rather than that. But Alex McRobbie, he's made his way out there onto the field. And I believe that would have been for Pulanaiti, the youngster, in there as well. But I'll just quickly go TAB. See what I can find. And Hamish will do commentary for Chennai Super Kings versus Kolkata Knight Riders opening IPL match. Devon Conway and Mitchell Satner, Tim Southey and Adam Milne, Kiwis in action. And there says coding. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see whether or not we can end up squeezing it in. But with that many Kiwis, hopefully we can end up finding a way of being able to, I guess, find the time that works for us. And is this an even sort of game, Hamish, or is it a run of play going one way? So pretty much 80% of the position in that first half went the way of the Hurricanes. The Moana Pasifika side, I don't know how they are still 7-all, but they've just been working extremely hard for it. It seems to be going nicely. Blake Gibson at the moment, they are still angry at him, so he's just been dumped out of the breakdown. William Marvelli kicks it downfield. It's going to be bouncing in the field of play. A lot of pressure here on the Hurricanes. Adam Morgan in a good position to be able to kick this one towards the touchline. But yeah, the Hurricanes should be ahead, but they've decided to go for the 3-pointers, or haven't gone for the 3-pointers, I should say, which has been costing them just a little bit there. And do you think TJ will slot into 10 like he used to? I don't think so. I think they'll have Ruben Love there, unless, of course, they take off their fullback in this game. That was almost stolen. No, it's an advantage there So that would be taken off Geordie Barrett. So, yeah, I think Ruben Love will get there as a number 10, another left kick. And as I says, Alice. So the Rebels versus Drua game. One moment. Score a try for Callaway is $2 New Zealand. So I don't know what that have here. So he's the same as Jordan Ulisi, and he is the most popular option of being able to score a try. And on average for New Zealand versus Netherlands, ODI started a series when started 3 ODI games series, says Michelle. So that is, I believe the first game is actually midweek that we do get to see it. So it's not too far away, a couple more days, or maybe about 5 more days, and then we do get to see that first matchup take place, or it may even be on a Monday, if I'm not wrong. Well, it's gone up nicely. And yeah, left-footed players tend to do that. And as I said, Sebastian, that one, but currently Brendan Pickerel looking for that ball at the back. It's $1.85 here. Says Aiden, now Perenata fires it back across. Good attack and run there. I believe that's actually his first bit of play for the replacement out on the field, number 17 for this game. It is actually, I think that's, is it James? No, sorry, it's actually Alex Fidel for the game. He's got headgear on, so maybe took a little bit of a bump earlier on the week. Moana Pasifika bonus point is equivalent to the win, given it was a new franchise on debut. That is true. And also the other side of it, it's a penalty to Moana Pasifika there on 29th of March, first ODI for Shell. And they say, yeah, 4 days away on that first one. Moana Pasifika, this is a game that everyone expected them to score or to lose by more than 13 points. Like, everyone expected it, which is why if they can stay in this game, they're back to 15 men now as well, which is huge for them here. Currently, anyone wondering about the game between the Australians and Pakistan? I believe they're almost getting close to their lunch break. And so I believe they were going to be playing for 2.5 hours for that first session, so they've got another 8 minutes, and then they will be going in for an hour-long tea, and then they will be back out on the field. But that's going to be a kick for the touchline. Nicely done by William Harveli. Able to find some space. Area for Moai making the tackle. On TJ Perenata. Now 22 metres out from their own line here, Moana Pasifika. They need an important throw here from Sam Molly. He does get it wrong. Unfortunately, I don't want to say more times than not, but just quite commonly. He's over the top, though. It's worked out very nicely. Straight out to Levi Amoa. And also, how do you watch all the ODIs without passing out? It's a good question. ODI is probably the one that I find the hardest to watch the full length of. Like, definitely if I do a live commentary for it. I don't think I've done a commentary for a match before of ODI, but it will be a new learning experience that we have got coming up relatively soon. And who's supporting the IPL? And Sebastian there. And also, we have got their Sunrisers Hyderabad. Because of Kane Williamson and Roygaard might be lucky to have 5 minutes on the field, says Jason. Yeah, probably about that much, unfortunately, for him, just because they'll need that experience of Perenata right to the end of this game. I'm watching it at the same time, says Josh. Another good run forward for the Hurricanes going to the short side. Peter Umaga Jensen now creating a bit more space. Puts the kick in behind. It's going to be a good foot race here. Kick forward, and Josh Morby going to be unable to grab that one. Just went a little bit too quick. Perenata having a bit of a push and a shove with Henry Slade. There's a lot going on off the ball at the moment between these two sides. There's a good run from Peter Umaga Jensen. Then from there, Josh Morby. He put in the little grubber. He tried to kick it as light as he could, but he still put plenty on it. Now a 22 dropout available here for the Moana Pasifika side. Also, Sebastian Garama, which team you support, buddy? And there's us it's going, but yeah, it's a random hour here in New Zealand, 3 a.m. and 11 p.m. for the games, but hopefully we can cover as many of those games as possible, and that will be over on the Kiwi Lads Sport channel. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out that pinned comment as it has a link to take you over to our sport channel, where we also cover the NRL. We will be doing a couple NRL live streams on Sunday, I believe, and they should be a draw, or this should be a draw. They're both playing sloppy rugby, and then go, Moana, says Clayton. Although I think the big thing is people, like, with all due respect to Moana Pasifika, people probably expected them to be a little bit rusty because they haven't really had too many opportunities. The Hurricanes, though, people would have been expecting them to dominate this game. So it's just credit to Moana Pasifika in regards of how they've been able to stay right in this game throughout this whole matchup. Someone to support in the IPL, which team has the most English players, which team can be described as pomalicious. I like it. Stripped out by Red there, so it is going to be now Geordie Barry. He's unhappy with the way this game is going at the moment. It's a knock on. Safa Moa runs sideways very nicely and then just tries to bulldoze his way through, although the ball was stripped from him, which is something he wouldn't have been wanting in that situation. But I'm going to click here, and hopefully if it behaves, we'll go back to the live, because it is starting to drag behind. I think I'm about 10 or 20 seconds further behind than I normally am. Now we're all good. 54 minutes through this game currently. The Rebels are taking on the Fijian Drua as the next game that we are going to get to see. That will be at Amy Park in Melbourne, followed by the game between the Force and the Brumbies. Although for that last session, I believe we will end up covering the cricket between Pakistan and Australia, if there is a chance that that could be a result. But Australia, they need 8 wickets to win. At the moment, the target is 350. Pakistan still need 216 runs to win, but they've got 2 sessions to try and do so, with Babar Azam at the crease. And previously, Rajasthan Royals, however, most England players, this time I think most England players are scattered, and there says coding. In fact, I think I can actually send you all the squads, Sebastian, if you like, to have a look through and decide who you like out of them. One moment, I'll go into Discord, see what I can find out. Currently now, it is going to be going back. TJ Pettinata passes it across now into the hands of Adrian Choate, who's driven backwards. In fact, it was Blake Gibson, sorry. They do look very similar, those two. They've got quite a few similarities in the way that they play the game of rugby. Alex Fiedel, good attack and run there from him. Still available. Geordie Barrett back to Morgan. Now Peter Umaga Jensen. Inside ball there. Straight to Josh Morby. He goes through. And he's going to score the try on debut as well. Nicely done by Morby. Goes through. Scores the try. I know the Royals had Stokes, Butler and Archer in there as well. But Josh Morby, the pace that man has out on the wing is very impressive. And now he has been able to score himself the try on debut, like I mentioned. We'll go like that. 55 minutes in. Geordie Barrett to Morgan. Then from there, Peter Umaga Jensen. Brilliant inside ball. Saw it and did pick it beautifully. And also, that'd be great, Amish. Says Sebastian there. Extremely well done. We'll go like that. Okay, I assume if I click this and go like that, and that, like that, and press send. Okay, it's compressing files. Do let me know if it comes through, Sebastian, or whether it's just weird and doesn't want to send it. I think it has, though. It looks like it has for that one, but they are all the team squads that they've got. Geordie Barrett lining up this kick. Misses it from straight out in front there for Geordie Barrett. Something that we were not expecting, but now it makes the difference between the two sides, only 5 points. Yep, but also Livingston, and also should have been Wes. And then, yep, up the Canes. Says Josh. So, yeah, they've now got themselves just a little bit more of a lead at this point in time. And also, Lijao. And then also go Moana, says Brody in the chat. And currently, I mean, that's the thing. A converted try gets them in the lead in this game. And it would be huge for the Moana Pasifika side. But only 43 or 40 seconds, in fact, time in possession. And they just kept on going. And cheers, Hamish, says Sebastian there. But, yeah, those are all of the sides. So you will be able to, I guess, highlight the players they are looking at for the English side of things, and then you'll be able to find your side. Do let me know if there's any Kiwis in there as well, where you do end up picking your side. You don't have to pick it now, of course, though. You've got plenty of time to try and decide on who you want to go for. Hey, man, says Curious George. Welcome in, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, at this stage, I think it's been a little while since we've seen you as well. Hope you're doing well. And also, we have got there, by the way, I'm back, mate. Yeah, I hope you are doing well. Hope you had a good Christmas, if we haven't seen you since Christmas there. And also, who's going to win this match? I think the Hurricanes should, but Moana Pasifika are making it extremely hard for them at this point in time. And thoughts on Nico Jones, up-and-coming prospect at the moment. Still very young. It's awesome that he's got a spot in Moana Pasifika, just because more than likely, you probably wouldn't end up seeing him in a Super Rugby side for maybe 1 or 2 more years if it wasn't for Moana Pasifika. So I think that's why it's awesome that he does get that opportunity this early on in his career. And the yellow card was controversial. It was. But that one, and also the one that wasn't given as a yellow card later on for Aidan Morgan. Was another one in this game. It's a bit like the cricket. It says Donna DB there. And also, if it was Wes, or if was Wes, would it have been his try? So he would have been on the other wing. So it would have still been Morby who was able to score it. And the Super Rugby on Tuesday night, there is indeed Blues versus Moana Pasifika will be that matchup. So these two sides that are playing this weekend, they will be back in action in Moana Pasifika. And also the Blues in their game tomorrow up against the Highlanders. Nicely done by Levi Amoa right next to the touchline. Just bumps off 2 men, but then the ball is stripped away. TJ Pettinata close to the touchline. I think he was just in touch there. Okay, it's just the knock on from the Hurricanes. So now it's going to be the line out throw, the scrum feed here for Moana Pasifika and Curious George. A bonus point is equivalent to a win for Moana Pasifika. And there as well, says Emma Shoyan. Yeah, if they can do nicely, it would be pretty awesome being a new franchise on debut. Yeah, their debut season. They've had 2 games so far, Crusaders and Chiefs. Neither of them did end up going their way, unfortunately. But in that game up against the Crusaders, they certainly fought a lot harder in that one. And now it is going to be Ray Nuia making his way out onto the field. I also see Alex McRobbie has already made his way out there. That was for Polonite a bit earlier on, and that's not true. A win is a win. Not a bonus point made, and also Tuesday. And that was Paul George. And there as well, says Aiden for that one. And also, yeah, the Tuesday game, it's going to be a weird one because we're not normally doing Super Rugby on a Tuesday, but I'm excited to see how it goes for us. Oh, that was close. Nathan Lyon currently still bowling in the cricket up against Pakistan. Babar Azam and Imam Al-Haq are the 2 men who are there. And best team shirt. Oh, okay, I love... Oh, okay, I'd say Hurricanes just because I am a big fan of yellow. But then I'd say, I mean, I quite like the Blues kit as well. The Chiefs kit is very nice. I like the Crusaders new kit with the mountains on the front. And then who's that leave? The Highlanders, I do like their home kit as well, just the color of the blue. So I feel like I like all of the teams. Out of the overseas teams, I'd say probably, I mean, Moana Pasifika's kit's very nice, their home kit. And then alongside that, I quite enjoy looking at I think it's Fiji and Drill one's quite nice as well. But that session is over now, day 5. Session 1 is finished for that one. And also we have that way who's playing on Tuesday, Moana Pasifika and the Blues for that one. And also where is Paul George? He's still working at this point in time, unfortunately. But he will be here on Sunday, I believe. And does that mean you're a fan of the Wallabies? And there says Curious George. I do like the Wallabies as well in terms of the kit that they wear. And I do enjoy quite a few of their players as well. But Samuel Slade going off, I think that's for, is it an HIA? Not sure where he's going. I don't know whether that's an injury or an HIA, but normally with an HIA, someone would end up going with him for that one. But that's going to be Josh Kleifer off the field now, and that is for Samuel Slade, who has just made way. Now, there's going to be fed in by Moana Pasifika, goes down the front row. Arguably a penalty, yes it is. And Josh Leon will he be starting in that one? Or Leone, I believe that would be. Not too sure yet. I don't think they've actually announced their side for Tuesday's fixture at this point in time, but they normally probably will on about Sunday or maybe Monday, somewhere around there. They will end up letting you guys know exactly who is there, and we will make a video and you guys know who's in the lineups for it as well. And also my favorite Super Rugby team is the Queensland Reds. This is Curious Georgia, a very strong side at the moment. How do you think they'll go up against who are they playing this weekend? They must be playing Waratahs. How do you think they go up against the Waratahs? And they are full of young players. That's gone very high from William Arvelli, but now the rolling ball opportunity from only 5 meters out here for Moana Pasifika, who are still pushing the Hurricanes in this matchup. But Ray Nuia is going to have this line out throw here. And the Tars, so you feel the Tars are going to, wait, no, sorry, that will be who you think, or who they're playing rather than who you think will win, I assume. So that would be a big call if you did say that it was going to be the Tars. Well, able to get themselves a win, although the Tars have been looking pretty good currently. But they're 5 meters out here, Moana Pasifika. I just have a bit of a feeling they could score a try here. As long as Ray Nuia gets a line out throw straight, which he is normally pretty decent, I'm hanging up. And there as well, says Curious for that one. But yeah, they should be able to get themselves a win there, the Reds. But here, Peronato taken off the field for Roygar, taken nicely here. This is well set for Moana Pasifika. Ray Nuia waiting for it at the back. And what's the leaderboard looking like? One moment. I can go like that. And I will go like this as well. There we go. That is what the table is sitting like currently. Ray Nuia at the back. Couple more men joining up with them. Moana Pasifika, they've got the advantage. Couple meters short. And the question is, who will be able to get themselves over the line? So Levi Amua might want it on this short side. Where are they going? Jonathan Tamatine still available for them. Now passed off into the hands of Polonite, who is back out on the field. Now Josh Kleifer closer. They've got the advantage here for Moana Pasifika, and they're getting only inches from the line now. Round the short side, Levi Amua spins short once again. Just unable to get himself over the line, dropping the big man there. I believe that was Tau Kalamatangi. Not able to get over Tamatine. Now going across, going for the cross kick perhaps. Do they go for it? Yes, they do. Kicked high from Danny Tawala. Bounces up. It's taken nicely there by Ruben Love, though, has also made his way out onto the field. Double blow of the whistle. This sounds like it could be a yellow card perhaps here for one of the Hurricanes. It is indeed. But yeah, Moana Pasifika playing a lot less games than anyone else. Hurricanes actually also a little bit in the same boat. And also we have got their Brumbies on top. That's curious, George. Yeah, they're doing all right so far for the Brumbies, but only going to be 5 meters out here once again with another line out for Moana Pasifika. Jesus Crusaders game will be a good game. It certainly will be with a crowd as well for that game. Be very entertaining. But the Hurricanes actually more penalised side in the second half. And also we have got there, Hamish, did you say you saw Tony Marsh at the game? And there says David the Mod. I don't believe so. I think it was the sideline commentator, Carl someone. And I was like, can you let us watch it? Unfortunately, due to copyright, if I was to show any match footage or audio, they would unfortunately take us down off YouTube. But I can recommend the Super Rugby YouTube channel for the highlights straight after this game, which we've only got another 18 minutes of. Till you will be able to see those highlights up there. It's going to be a little knock on there. And the Hurricanes, they do manage to just survive a bit longer. Hurricanes all day. And there says Ponamu firing it back to Aidan Morgan, who gets plenty of distance on that long punt downfield, down to halfway. And also Hamish Geelong or Sydney in the AFL tonight. I have no idea who's on either of their sides, so I can't give you a good prediction. And also, for F's sake, boys come on, and also Moana Pasifika. And there says Gary, so that is who he's going for. And also go Moana, says Alice Rafield. So quite a split here. So I'm going for the Hurricanes. That's going to be almost stolen by the Hurricanes, but they've done nicely. Tamatina now off to Christian Leliafano, sees a gap, tries to go through, but is shut down pretty quickly. Moore, I want to make the tackle now. Big Alex McRobbie looking for the offload back. Doesn't work out. Josh Kiefer takes it nicely, though. And he plays for Hawke's Bay. Also playing for Hawke's Bay, the man who made the tackle on him, Tom Parsons, was on debut for the Hurricanes in this matchup, and he would love to have it as a win. And also Moana's fullback is skinny, so that would be William Arvili. He's still very good, though. His brother David Arvili having his 100th cap for Crusaders versus Chiefs in the near future. Wide cut out pass out now to Tima Whainanoku, gets the ball on the inside of William Arvili, being able to just keep himself in the field of play. Come on, Canes, don't be like the cricket. And there says Betty Wagon, now going back across Jonathan Tamatine. And there, Alex McRobbie, good carry forward. Alex Fidel almost stealing it. Aidan Morgan, was that a deliberate knockdown? Or did it end up hitting someone else? Now Levi Moore offloads it back, still just in the field of play for William Arvili. Gets wrestled closer to the touchline every single second on the halfway line, though, for Moana Pasifika. Ball out the back line. Polinaiti. Nice ball, or nice wide ball, I should say, out to, I believe that is going to be, who is that? Is that Naria Famatai? Surely not. I think that might have been the number 17 instead. But now it's in the hands of Sonamil Funaki. Finds the offload. Out to Tima Whainanoku from his back. Finds the offload. Off to Levi Amua, who is going for the corner. Does he decide? No, he doesn't try and cut back in. And it's the try for Moana Pasifika. And also we have got there, could get the channel shut down. As although it is, that's the thing. Sometimes people don't actually know like the reasoning behind it. Just because, like, it seems like a weird concept of us just sitting here being like talking about the game. But that's Levi Amua in the 64th minute scores to try to make this game back to an even playing field with a tough kick to come. This is the one that Christian Leliafano would like to go and get. And then yes in there, and also yes boy in there in South Africa. It's 9:19, so early morning for you guys in South Africa, that is for sure. But I am glad that you're here and ready to go for not just this match, but also Fiji and Drua versus Rebels will be taking place straight after. But Levi Amua, it's the pop pass up to Levi Amua, puts it down, and it was actually Ruben Love with the counter, or kind of the carrying towards the, what was it? No, sorry. I've forgotten what it's called. The defensive shepherding, I guess you could say, in terms of trying to force him to the corner. I can't even think of what it is. Cover defense, that's the name. And also, who says Brady, and also, let's go Hamish, and also, is it on the right corner or the left? It's on the right. And now because of it, Christian Leliafano right from the touchline here does need to try and line this one up. Currently 65 minutes through this game, and Moana Pasifika, they are right in this contest. They were about $8 underdogs going into this game, and they are certainly proving a lot of people wrong for this matchup. A lot of people thought the Hurricanes were winning it by 13 plus. They said, nope, not going to. Strikes it, Christian Leliafano away to the left. And it is going to remain at 12-all between these two sides. Now, I'm interested to see what the odds are sitting at now in this fixture due to the fact that they are now. Okay, Moana Pasifika to win this game is $2.80. And it's kicking always curves to the left, so he didn't quite start it wide enough outside the right. Hopefully White Ferns win tomorrow at 11 a.m. Says Shane there. But now 66 minutes through this game. Aaron Major is actually almost standing this point in time. Does not want to stay sitting down for this one. Let's go upset. Going to be interesting. I also told you, he's curious, George, for that one as well. But now Jonathan Tamatine is still out on the field. They have got his replacement later on in the match if they do decide to do so. But he's been playing pretty well, so I don't believe that they will just as of yet. But when they decide to, it will be Inari, so not exactly a bad option to have come off your bench. But now Ruben Love from the halfway line trying to skip his way through the defence. Good run forward. 35 metres out, Roygaard. Back across now with a few of the newer players linking up together. Caleb Delaney with some good strides. Points the offload off to Alex Fido. He scores the try. And it's almost a full-length one for the Hurricanes. And now they take the lead back. And I'll say they seem like, this seems like a hell of a match. And there's Curious George. But they've just gone almost a full length for the field. And Alex Fido is the man who scores the try. I wonder whether or not that sits Aaron Major back down in his seat at this point in time, or whether he does stay standing. But Aidan Morgan, he's had a very good game for a debut. He's been propelling the midfield in best stadium. And then I'll say why it was Hurricanes so overrated in this game. I think it is because of that last result, because Moana Pasifika having, I guess you could say, a record loss for them in the Super Rugby competition. So that is why they did come in as such favourites for the Hurricanes. But they have now just got themselves another try. And also, what do you think of Major as a coach? I probably haven't seen enough of him to be able to know too much. Like, we've only seen him about 3 games, and I think by the end of the season / next season, that will probably tell us a little bit more information. And best stadium, says Brody, I love watching games. Are we talking New Zealand? Because I think it would be, I guess Eden Park probably for New Zealand. I'll say I missed you on Wednesday during Curry Cup, mate. And there was RC Sharp Brown. I did actually end up watching 1 or 2 of those games just in the morning after, because we did have, what do we have on Tuesday? I think we had the late night game for the cricket. So I did end up getting a little bit tight. That one I was going to win. CSS Cats are the best. I would still say Hurricanes for myself, but it's a tricky one to guess. That one's gone over from Ruben Love there. Nicely done. So the fact that they've actually left Aidan Morgan out there and taken Geordie Barrett off, that is just praising how well this youngster's done. And what do you think about Michael Hooper, returning for the Tars? It's going to be good to see how it does end up going for him, as he will be. I mean, the Waratahs are playing a lot better this year, so I don't think he'll be a huge standout compared to if he played last year. He would have ended up just standing an acre above the rest of them. But some of the players at the moment, like Jed Holloway, he's going pretty nicely for himself in that 4-back. Also, hit Lockie Swinton when he gets the opportunity. He's a dangerous man. And behind, taken nicely by Moana Pasifika. And also, we have got the Hamish's Guru still down and out. I thought he was returning this weekend. But I guess either the shipping has taken a little bit longer, or he has decided that he wants a bit more of a break from the live streams. And also, we're talking about this match and there as well. Says Connie, and also we've got that Pacifica to the day, brother. And this stage, Moana Pasifika doing very nicely for themselves. And also, try, says David, and also Pacifica are really making an effort to hitch their wagon to this competition, and good on them. Exactly right. Like, if they finish this game within 7, that would be awesome for them. But if they finish this game in a draw or a win, it's even better. And didn't we kill Tuesday's match? And there as well, says David. I think we did a little bit, didn't we? Or we did end up leaving for the middle session, but then we came back for the last one. Or was that a different day that we did end up doing that one? And Irish Stewart, Queensland, I should play for the Wallabies in a UOC weekend match, or any URC this weekend, Hamish, maybe. And there says Sharp and also I don't care. And there says Connie for that one as well. But this weekend for the URC, I believe it's a game this morning, or the morning coming up. It will be Lions versus Cardiff. But it will more than likely be a Sunday game if we do get to cover one of them on the channel at some stage, maybe the earlier Sunday game. And who votes Pacifica? And there says Connie, I think they had quite a few votes in that poll. And Warriors lead 14 points to 6. Nicely done by the Warriors. Salisi Rayasi now looks like he's also injured. That's not good for the Hurricanes because they've already lost. It was a little bit earlier on in West Houston. And also, wait a minute, your name is Hamish? It is indeed. Also, I did, says Alice reveals that he was voting for Moana Pasifika in this match. Now the possession throughout this matchup, it is 40% for Moana Pasifika. They only had 20 in that first half, so having majority of it in the second, you can really see the pressure that they're creating. I mean, now scrum feed. Both have just gone down as the comment from the referee. We'll go like that. And we will go like that. So currently now 9 minutes left in this game for Moana Pasifika. Can they somehow get themselves a win? So Lisi Reasi has Lincoln on yet? I don't believe so. I think they've still got Christian Leleafano. But it looks like he is still first receiver. I voted for them, says Brody. And there's also not so many exciting games this weekend. Blues to win and Crusaders to win easy. And although they are going to be playing at FMG Stadium, which I think is one thing that gives them just that little bit of the advantage. And we don't talk about Bruno there as well. Who is Bruno? I have no idea who that is, so I guess we probably don't talk about it. Also, we have got the ES Hurricanes. As well, says Sam, now running their way for Princep. Well, they good around the captain. He's been relatively quiet. Moana Pasifika get themselves the rugby. And also, it is rugby, not basketball. And there's how's the New Zealand Breakers? Do we know? And then says Brady, I'll just have a quick look and see how they are sitting. I think they had a game go extra time last night, if I'm not wrong. And when do the Reds play? It says, Robert, they have got their game on Saturday night, 9:45, and that will be up against the Waratahs for their next fixture. But yeah, the Breakers, I think they're sitting about mid-table, aren't they? Currently. So they did end up losing in extra time yesterday, 101 points to 100. Unfortunately, and also cricket score, Australia says Lottie Smith, currently we are sitting at lunchtime in that game, and they are currently 60 overs in, 136 for 2, and still only the 2 down. And they need 215 off 61 overs to be able to get themselves a win. That ball has not gone out, but they're going back for the initial penalty. Oh, no, in fact, the penalty is not a penalty. It's just the fact that his foot was on the line. So that is why he got in trouble. But it's actually an hour-long lunch break today. So they've still got another 45 minutes till that lunch break is over. And Moana's best performance this season by far. And there's this Rio Gamer. Yeah, they've been looking good in this match. And Go Hurricanes, says JMS. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, if there is another try, who will be the player that scores it at the end of this game? Will it be Moana Pasifika, or will it end up being maybe in favor of the Hurricanes after prolonged deliberation? Hopefully I've said that correctly. I decided to get around Kolkata Knight Riders. We have Alex Hales and Sam Billings as an English touch, a bit of swagger from Dre Russ, and for my Kiwi friend Timothy Grant Sally. Nice one. So Kolkata Knight Riders, we have to keep an eye on them. Throughout the IPL now going back. Christian Leleafano sells a dummy, tackled nicely though. It was Big Tom Parsons. 40 out from the line now currently for Moana Pasifika, and they need to make sure that they hang on to this for as long as they can. And also, sorry for bothering you with all these guru questions, mate. No worries at all. I'm also very curious about what's going on in that regard, because I would have thought if it was just the modem, I thought it would have been there by now, if that makes sense. So I don't know what's happening. I might have to send him a message at some stage, just see if he is all right. From what I've heard, he is all right, though, from little messages and whatnot. It's just the fact that he just isn't back yet. And Barrett for the Hurricanes, says Robert there. And Hurricanes Adam Morgan says Eva for if he is able to score it. And also, and in the NRL, it's a good game. And I know the Warriors are winning currently. It's a penalty to Moana Pasifika. Oh, okay, what do you do now? You're 7 points behind. You've got 6 minutes left. Do you take on the 3 to then have a chance of being able to go for the win later? Or do you kick for the corner? I think they're going for the corner here, which is probably the best option. Although if they do end up missing this opportunity, I think that's the big thing for them. But Moana Pasifika. Penalties, kickable penalties declined. Hurricanes have turned down 7 in this match. And Moana Pasifika have turned down 4. So that's huge. Whereas Moana go for the try. And then I go the 3. Says Robert there as well. But now Ray Nui needs a straight line out throw. He has been able to do so. Now 10 meters out, kick the corner. Please don't cake it. And there as well. Please don't take it. I believe that would be from Brody. Now 10 meters out from the line. Ray Nui breaks off the back. Hurricanes trying their best to get this ball back as soon as possible. Another advantage would be huge for them. And Hurricanes not known for stealing line outs, as I said, Sharprain. And now also Punjab Kings. And they have 3 Englishmen, but Odeon Smith is a flog and Rabada bowls too many no balls. And there is now 5 meters out. It's stolen. No, it's not. It's going back for the penalty. Right. This one is literally about as straight out in front of the post as you can get. So this one would be a lot easier to get the 3 if they really do want it, Moana Pasifika. But I believe more than likely, I think they're having a big chat. Christian Leleafano, I believe, wants the 3. They want the scrum instead. Okay. So still going aggressive. They've decided at the end of the day, I guess when you think about it, if they get a 7-pointer, that's still the draw and they go to Golden Point, I believe, for this matchup, which would be huge. Well, man, come on, Moana, and kick it out again, simple. Although they're right by the middle, so they've gone for the scrum this time, just because I guess it would be quite tricky getting that kick right from where they are. And it's a good position to be able to go for possibly some sort of set piece off the back. They do get it right, and also a who. And there says Rio Gamer there, but 5 meters out, Moana Pasifika ready to go for another moment, possibly trying to make history, get their first win of the Super Rugby competition. And also smart scrum. And there says Brody, yeah, it does seem like a perfect position on the field. They've got one man right in behind the scrum. Also, everyone very flat. And why does Moana logo look like a bubblegum donut in there? I mean, I guess you could argue it. I know that the pattern behind it is kind of like all of the little rings are the different cultures, and then also the C for that one, because Moana in Maori is C. But I know that it would be based off probably the Pacific Island language as well. But Henry Stowers breaking off the back, 5 meters out now for them. Round the side, it's the try, and Moana Pasifika score it. And it's going to be none other than Solomoni Funaki who does get it down. And now they are right back into this contest. And it's worked beautifully for Moana Pasifika. The scrum does wonders. And now it is going to be Solomoni Funaki, not his first try that he has scored this year, and certainly not his last. And now they are right back into this game here for Moana Pasifika in the 76th minute. They have scored. And now it's an important kick to come for Christian Laliafano. Needs to make sure this one goes over. They need this kick. They do indeed. And also we have got that. It looks like a donut with a blue mustache. And there's another one. Has gone over from Christian Laliafano. And that is going to make the score now 19 all between these two sides of Mount Smart Stadium. And yes, and then also A from Ali, welcome in. The last round, Moana. Says Alice. And also, do you think Antoine Dupont looks like a centre? Not really. I don't think he's quite got the size to be a centre. Definitely not when they got Fiku, and also, I mean, you've also got Jonathan Dante as big man. And at this stage, it is going to be miss. And then there is, says Aiden. Now currently, Tamatine Fatuli Paya as the replacement that they have made. Sorry, is it Fatuli Paya? No, it's a different Paya. Manu Paya. It is. It's going to be charged down. Now Moana Pasifika, they're only a couple meters out from their line. If the Hurricanes win a penalty, they are going to be possibly in a very good position on the field. They need to be a penalty or a drop goal. And also, do you think the All Blacks could win against France right now, Amish? Probably not. We did get beat pretty badly by them last time. And really, this is madness again. And he says, Aiden, also, I'm watching the game on TV now, but this match is hot. Says Curious George. It certainly is heating up there. So you're going to watch Black Cats on TVNZ1. Unfortunately, their game has been cancelled. And also, I don't think Hurricanes are this week, mate, what's happening to New Zealand rugby. I think it's more of the case of they did turn down 7 kickable threes, which means they've turned down a total of 21 points. They could be sitting on 40 if they really wanted to. But they've been going for the corner, and it might backfire for them in their tactical side of things for this matchup. The next game that we are going to be covering on the channel, it will be the game between the Fijian Drua and the Rebels, which is just around the corner, and we will be doing that one at around 9:35. So we've got about 35 minutes after this match ends till our next live stream does start up. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, because after that, we have also not just got updates coming through for Western Force versus the Brumbies, but also we will be covering the last session of Pakistan versus Australia in the test match, as we have covered a majority of the days on that matchup, and this one will be no different. But currently, 90 seconds, no, less than 90 seconds. In fact, it's only 73 seconds left in this game as the Hurricanes have a leadership problem. Geez, I wouldn't say that. No, I feel like it's just trying to put kind of something to the problem, but like teams will have an off day every once in a while. Like they're still sitting in the top 8 just at this stage, and also we have got, oh my God, has it ended in a draw? Not quite. Still 19 all, and also far Malosi boys, and there says Vega there, and also still going see Sebastian there, who's playing next, and that's going to be the Rebels. Fiji and Draw. The Rebels currently they have not won a game yet. Moana Pasifika are the same. They've got themselves a scrum feed. Okay, so 45 seconds left. They've now got the scrum feed inside of their 22 here for Moana Pasifika. Does extra. I believe we do go to Golden Point if that is the thing, and also Kiwi Lads who's going to win out of the Chiefs and Crusaders. It's going to be a tough game. I feel like it will be relatively close, probably only split by about 5. Crusaders will be going for vengeance in that game, and I know Canes aren't playing like the real play. And they've had an off day here for the Hurricanes. And I think they'll look at this game as a learning curve of what to do different. And the next one, does extra time happen in this tourney? If it's a draw, I believe so, unless both teams just get the 2 points, I guess. Hurricanes, like South African Lions team, I always thought the Lions are a bit weaker. And I would agree with the Lions being a bit more like stagnant, I guess you could say. But at this stage, like the Hurricanes are still definitely one of the New Zealand sides that have a chance of making it to the top 8. And then a penalty, then long kick for a line out. That's going to be a scrum reset. So after 80 minutes, will there be golden point? I believe there is, but I could be wrong there. I haven't actually read too much into the golden point rules, and I don't believe they've shown anything or mentioned anything to do with it being a golden point. I'll be at the stadium for tomorrow night's game, so I assume that is the match between the Chiefs and the Crusaders, which is going to be a pretty awesome one at FMG Stadium. That one, but currently now 19-19, a learning curve for Hurricanes not to underestimate your opponents. And there's RCCMH, and also I think it's 2 points for a draw, no golden points, I think, and any chance of a penalty, mate. At this stage, it's a scrum feed, so there's half a chance depending on whether or not there is a bit of pre-engaging, but the other side of it is the Hurricanes could still get themselves a penalty here. Going to be fed in, front rows have gone down. It's going to be front rows going down, scrum reset here. Once again, Hamish, Pakistan scored 63 runs in first session. Coward defensive approach by Pakistan so far. They are wasting gold chance of winning series. And there's his coding there. And also Super Rugby has taken so many things from the NRL lately. Yeah, the 50-22s is one, of course, and also goal line dropouts is another one. That are probably the two big talking points, I guess you could say. But now, massive moment here for Paya. The youngster has to feed this ball in, and the front rows do need to make sure that they keep it. Ray Nuia, this is going to be a massive moment for him, and Chiefs may spring as a prize on the Crusaders CCMH. There's a chance that they could. They did it last time at Orange Theory Stadium. Thanks, bro, for the live, says Avaiga. No worries at all. Oh, no worries at all, I should say. We are actually, we've got the pretty much every game of Super Rugby. Also, Northern Hemisphere Rugby we cover on the channel also. So if you are new, surely you'll like and subscribe. Hurricanes will never hear the end of it. If they lose, here says Shark Brain. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, it's kicked into touch. They take the draw. Okay, no, they don't. We go to golden point. That is a thing now for this matchup. So golden point time now. Moana Pasifika versus the Hurricanes. Golden point. Who can get the win? I've chosen Kolkata Knight Riders because of Alex Hale, Sam Billings, and also Dre Russ and Sally, and always best wishes, says he makes sure. But golden point, well, good job, Moana Pasifika. Game not over yet, though. So golden point, 10-minute golden point period. First teams to score will be the winner. If no points are scored in the golden point period, then the match is a draw. And that's going to keep your voice in there. And also, who would normally be going for at this stage? Probably, I don't know. I think he's got quite a soft spot for Moana Pasifika, I would think. Also, Shears Aya and Rahane, pretty decent in there. Holy moly. And there says David, the mod down. Why golden point? Is this a playoff or what, mate? And then, no, they just have golden point anytime it is a draw. They've had it for the Bunnings NBC and also for quite a few of the Southern Hemisphere competitions. But it is 19-all. They are going to golden points, so don't believe that says finished. And OMG and Hello says, Ayosh, welcome in. And how the heck Moana Pasifika turn around their game that quick? T3 game. And that's the thing. Last week, they struggled up against the Chiefs. This week, they've come out firing. A golden point's a thing now. Get in, says Sebastian there. So, yeah, pretty much if no one is able to score in golden point time, the opposition and themselves will both get 2 points. If someone wins it, the opposition will get the one for the losing bonus point. But that is certainly not what either side want. There's not a playoff. It's an overtime for rugby. Says Mazak there. And also Hurricanes. Don't upset me. They were paying $14 here. Says Aiden also, we have it well. It's the first time in my life I've ever seen this maybe on Lost or something. We've actually had it multiple times for Super Rugby and the Bunnings NBC. So I guess it just depends on what games you have ended up watching. Like if you've missed, I think a couple of them may have been earlier games. In fact, now that I think about it. So yeah, it could have been maybe a middle of the night game for you guys in South Africa. Those ones in the Pacifica. And there says Aiden, yeah, they were at a very high number for a majority of this one. I went out to pick up my big bro, then dropped him off. And I had to go pick up my mum. And there was but currently Levi and Mo just getting the hammy stretch out the Bunnings NBC streams that included George. Usually led to golden point. Yeah, we had 2 in a row, didn't we? That involved him. And also these things normally happen in playoff games. I'm not from New Zealand, so I didn't know it happens in group stages. And also the Bunnings NBC streams. I read that one. And basically overtime, just that first point wins. Yeah, so pretty much first to win or first to score. And are they going for golden points? They are indeed. I agree it's weird, says Alice. For that one, but currently Moana Pasifika, they've been so close in this game. Worst comes to worst, they get a bonus point, but that's not what they'll want. They'll want to beat them here. And I used to have everything sharp brain, and as I says, Mazaki is indeed. Currently, we will have a drink of water. Here we go. And also, I miss George. When can we see him again? If he's not working Sunday, he is going to be coming around for a couple NRL live streams, I believe. But yeah, anytime he does end up coming or planning to come around, he was going to come around tonight, but then he had to watch the farm. So it did mean that he wasn't able to have the opportunity to make his way around. His flash score says the game is finished. Are you sure you're not watching a replay, mate? And then, it is not finished just yet. The coin toss is about to take place. And also, Hurricanes drop kick. Maybe they try and go for it. Canes lost their strength for it. And also, hope the Canes lose, says Alice. And that one as well. So pretty much the coin toss, when it sits there, it is going to be pretty much whoever wins the coin toss, which is Moana Pasifika. I think you're a little bit ahead of myself at this stage, Mazak. So be sure not to spoil too much if you aren't too far ahead. But currently now the coin toss taking place between Christian Liliafano and Reed Princep. And among a Jensen Pastor Morgan try last, lost the game. And there says Jason, Pastor Morgan try lost the game. Oh, the one that was fought, although he did score a little bit later on in that game as well, or helped set up the try and who's the 19 for the Hurricanes. It will be, I believe, if I'm not wrong, Tom Parsons, who does play for Hawke's Bay in the Bunnings NPC. Very tall individual, very strong. I'm calling a 35-metre drop goal. Can't wait for Moana's first win, hopefully. And there's his Rio Gamer. So the lineup that they have got currently, I'm nervous for both sides here. So RC out on the field. Hurricanes drop kicks, and our Pacifica Pacifica win should shake up the rankings. It would indeed, and up the Canes. And tomorrow IPL starts, says Ayush. It does indeed. Currently now 19 all between these two sides, and we are going to overtime. Golden point. Who can get themselves the win? It's a deep kickoff there from Moana Pasifika. And now got this ball. Tay Walden lined up there. Who was that massive individual? I think it was actually Polinaiti. Gave him a massive hit there. But the Hurricanes have got this ball inside of their 22. Shocking score to see it's a draw. And there, although it is still going, golden point here is what we have got for ourselves. William Arvelli on the halfway line now. And going to try and drive his way forward. And who's receiving it was the Hurricanes. And Hurricanes are disappointing me, mate. Don't they have a Barrett in their squad? They do. Geordie Barrett. He had a shocker today, unfortunately, for himself. Now, Levi on Moore. Still on the 50-metre line. So golden point means the first team who scores wins pretty much. Yep. Or even just gets a penalty. First point on the board wins for this stage. And they have Geordie Barrett in their squad. That one as well. Now they are trying to clean out there for the Hurricanes. I believe James O'Reilly was getting involved. Christian Liliafano, wide cut out pass out to Tima Whainanuku. They've got 10 minutes to work here. They don't score in 10 minutes. That will mean that it is going to be the draw, lads. As you nicely, not to spoil anything. You're slightly ahead. Thank you. Says Sebastian there as well. And also, one man doesn't make a team, says Josh. Exactly right. Go Moana. And there it's a penalty to the Hurricanes, but they are 60 metres out from the line. So they cannot get themselves a penalty from here. Geordie Barrett, he'd love to kick it over from there, but he's not out on the field anymore at this point in time. But currently, Duplessis Karefi done very nicely there. Now, Aidan Morgan, he will be kicking this one for the touchline. It still says finish, but we're in golden point at this point in time. In fact, can I fix this? That one is gone down the field one moment. We're going to go like that. And we're going to go like, oopsies. We're going to go like that as well. And I'll say, well, this is shocking and embarrassing from the Hurricanes, guys. And there, one moment, we'll go like, oopsies, wrong button. We'll go like that. We'll go like that. And now scroll down. Am I going to be able to find it? Probably not. Unfortunately, I was going to change it so instead of saying finished, it did say golden point. Now running it forward. Oh, my voice trying to disappear there for that one. Just outside of the 22 currently. Will they go for the drop kick? Roy Guard slightly just trying to set it up nicely in the pocket here for them. Ball available. Fire back to Reed Princep. They will choke in there. And also, well, no more. From now on, this is the winner takes it all as well. And also, I think there are a lot of spoilers in here for people watching on Sky Sport. There's Mazak and also they will choke. And it's not embarrassing or shocking. They just got over or out of the COVID situation. They are under huge pressure. Currently still driving their way for tackle release. Roy Guard goes back across. Caleb Delaney takes the carry. This is a perfect setup for a drop kick if they want it. They don't take it yet, though. Now out the back line. That was a flat pass. Cross now to Big. It was actually Alex Fido, a man who scored the try a little bit earlier on. Now going back across. Step around the side. Hasn't been able to make his way forward. And I don't think I'm a fan of the golden point within the group stages. Moana played really well. They deserve the draw at least. Says JP Meyer there. And currently now they are still trying to stop them. It is play on here for the Hurricanes, just a little bit out from the 22. Another tackle forward for Ruben Love. It looks like they are still going for it out to the winger now. Good tackle made by Moana Pasifika. Morby dragged down. Roygaard back across. And closer and closer and closer. 13 phases for the Hurricanes at this stage. Still going forward. Now Aidan Morgan dragged down. Moana Pasifika unable to turn it over, are they? I think they've got that ball. Yes, they do. Now out their back line. It's going to be Solomoni Funaki. Kicks it in behind. No, in fact, it was their big man. And number 21, the ball's going to sit up. He's going after it. Number 23 picks the ball up, scores the try. Moana Pasifika do win it. And that is a monumental win for the Moana Pasifika side. They beat the Hurricanes. And that is massive for them. It says 19, but it is not at this stage. Great stuff from Moana, says Master. I realized I wasn't even reading the chat. I actually had the game over the top of it just so that I could avoid any spoilers of any sort. And does Moana even have a single international player in their team? Maybe not now for currently. I mean, they've got Samoa and Tongas and also Toji Mazak, no spoilers. And that's how geez, well, Hurricanes so disappointing. Well, and that's how Canes are not good. And the upset, says Shane, it certainly is. But they haven't got them as the win in celebrations. And that one moment, we're going to fix this. We're going to go here. We're going to go like that. And we're going to grab our numbers. Where can we find them? How do I do this? I'm trying to find the numbers so that I can change it from 19 to a different number. So that it says that they did win the game. But it doesn't look like it's going to actually allow me to. No, I don't know how to do it. Well, that one, it is the win for Moana Pasifika, who have been outscored as on. Yes, man, what a finish. I'll throw my Hurricanes jersey in the trash right now. I'm so mad. And that's what I'm talking about, going Moana Pasifika. And that is massive for Moana Pasifika. It sure is, and rankings all shook up. Way to go, man. And there says MH Joy. And yeah, we will be letting you guys know exactly how the rankings sit and one of your best calls, Hamish. And that is what a performance from Moana Pasifika and Canes no final. It is still early on, though, of course. Still got plenty of time. And be good if they could now have could have had a crowd. They did have a bit of a crowd, just not quite a complete crowd, unfortunately, for them. And that one. And also congratulations, Moana, says MH Joy, and also Canes no final. And also my favourite game this season so far. And they did get the job done. Got a Hurricanes jersey from a New Zealand fan touring South Africa once. Always thought they were legends. And there's Sharp Brown, of course, though, one game. You can't really shape a team just with one bad performance, of course, because if you do, I feel like it's a bit rough. All right, how good, says Josh, for that one. But yeah, brilliant performance from Moana Pasifika. Well done, Pasifika. And there says Jan Lubrand as well. But nonetheless, guess that is almost going to be the end of this live stream. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got another live stream coming just around the corner, 9:35 p.m. will be when that one is starting, and that will be the Fijian Drua taking on the Rebels, and what should also be a very entertaining game of rugby. Thank you for the best commentary, Hamish. Says MH, no worries at all. A good game. And this is JMS. It certainly was right down to the wire. And in the end, Moana Pasifika, they pick up their first win. This is a draw, but it's not what actually happened in the game. There we go. They've updated it. Moana Pasifika won. No, Lottie. It is a win for Moana Pasifika. And Golden Point, congrats, Moana, says Clement. Also top 3 game up there was with Blues versus Canes and Chiefs Satyrs. And this is Alice. And also refresh the base, says Caleb. Yep, now it is behaving itself. That one, and also warm honey juice. Or honey lemon juice now, Hamish, says MH. I'll probably end up getting a couple more drinks in between the live streams, and then we will be all good to go for the next one, which is going to be Fijian Drua versus the Rebels, like I mentioned, followed by some more Pakistan versus Australia test match that we are covering on the channel also. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to South Africa. Myself, the Hurricanes will smack South Africa teams more times than not. And there says JP Meyer there, and gosh, it hurts as a Canes fan, says Clem the Fox. Definitely because it's the middle of the night for yourself, wasn't it? But hopefully you did still enjoy the game. But today rugby won exactly right for that one. And it was a brilliant game of rugby in the end. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you all for the next one.